plane. You know what I mean? So it's like, it really is. I mean, I don't want to trivialize Sophie's Choice, but it's the same. You know, going like, well, I'd like to get out quicker, but I don't want to get stuck on this plane. That's what Meryl Streep was going through in that movie. But it wasn't that bad. It was fine. You know, we got on the plane.
You got out okay?
Got out. Okay. Got here. I mean, I'm here now, so obviously everything worked out fine.
And you sound great. LA was apparently good for your voice.
I mean, I try and tell you guys.
He sounds okay.
Better.
It's not 100%.
But I don't want to be 100% because don't forget, like...
Well, he's probably wearing a mask the whole time. He didn't have to talk.
That's true. Well, I want to fit in. I don't want to seem like an out-of-towner. I don't want to seem like a tourist. You know what I mean? What do we do here? Okay. I try to always acclimate to the local culture.
You're a real
everywhere I
Angelino.
go. Yeah, everywhere I go. I try to, anyway. So, yeah. No, it was good. It was great. Flights were all good. Los Angeles was... Well, Los Angeles... So I didn't know it was burning down when I was there, to be fair. Like, I was like, oh, well, you know, what a great trip. In and out. A good weekend in LA is good. No, I did not get some In and Out. But
this guy.
Oh, this is... I think you'll respect this. My favorite establishment in the Los Angeles area is Fat Sal's. Like, I've been on Fat Sal's for a minute, and it's become... It had like only a couple locations, and this was like, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago or something. I don't know how many years ago it was. But now they have quite a few locations in the Los Angeles area. And what they do is they make... Well, they call them heroes. But, Troy, you might call them hoagies.
Hoagie.
Right.
From Pennsylvania.
That's right. But they make these heroes, and they're like the most absurd sandwiches that you've ever had. Like, I go in and I get the Fat Sal's Fat Buffalo.
Oh.
And it's like, wait till you hear this. Scroll down to Fat Buffalo, Mike, because I don't want to get one ingredient wrong. There it is. The Fat Buffalo. It's a full size hoagie, right? Mm-hmm. It's not small. It's chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, melted cheddar, fries, hot sauce, blue cheese, which I substituted for ranch.
Good call.
On a hero, or as I call it, a hoagie. And then you get a nice drink with it, and you're literally good to go. Because I was in a position where, you know, I think I flew out on Thursday at like 3 o'clock or something like that. You know, I did the show, went home for a sec, got in the car, got to the airport, and you realize, like, in situations like that, I'm like, okay, you know, the Pop-Tart that I ate, and that's why you guys were wondering. On Thursday, I ate a Pop-Tart before the show because I'm just going over in my head, and I said, this feels like one of those days where I'm not going to eat food, and I'm going to realize it too late because I have many days like that where I'm like, oh, it's 4 o'clock. How come I don't have any energy? Oh, because I haven't had any calories in my system.
You don't get anything to eat at the airport?
Well, you know how I am at the airport. If I get there and it's literally like I'm rolling up to the gate and they're already boarding, can't really stop and get something to eat. You know what I mean? Like if I'm there early, I'm annoyed, but I will get something to eat, of course. But a lot of times I'm not. This time, not only were we in traffic getting to JFK, but also I had a Zoom meeting that I was planning on just like finding a corner at the airport and taking. Mm-hmm. But I got to the airport so late that I was going through security while I was in the Zoom meeting.
Oh, my God.
And so wait till you hear this move. This is one of my favorite moves I've ever done. It ended up being one of these Zoom meetings that like is a stupid Zoom meeting. I thought it was going to be an important Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Waste of everyone's time.
Okay.
So I didn't leave the Zoom meeting, though, because I don't want to be that guy.
Sure.
So I turned my camera off, and then I put the phone in the X-ray tray, put it right through the X-ray while the meeting was happening. Mute, camera off, in the tray, right through the X-ray, get it out of the X-ray, camera back on, unmuted,
That's great.
It was so great.
That's great.
It was so great. I didn't even want to tell them. You guys just went through the X-ray machine.
Maybe they're hearing it right now.
Right. They may very well be. At least some participants of that meeting are going like, I didn't know we went through the X-ray machine.
That's great.
Yeah, so then I got on the I got on the plane and as I predicted, had not eaten. I got the bistro box.
Yeah.
To help, settle, because that's enough. It gives you it's not a nourishing thing, but it does give you a base. You just need a base in your stomach.
I can't fly hungry.
You don't want to.
No.
You know what I mean?
Especially to L.A.? Hell no.
No. So a bistro box and a couple of Diet Cokes will get you to L.A.
Yeah.
You know, because it's got also, don't forget, people think the bistro box, what's that? Just gummy bears and Oreos? I go, no, there's a couple of things, and crackers. there's a couple of key ingredients. The cheese spread for the crackers is more cheese than spread. So that establishes the base. And then they also have the almonds. And the almonds are a protein-rich nut. So that's enough of the base. But as soon as I landed, because on my clock, it was like 9 o'clock. LA's clock, it was 6 o'clock. Before I even went to the hotel, put Fat Sal's in, and went and got the most ridiculous sandwich that I could. And that was and it literally is. I mean, listen to that sandwich: chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, melted cheddar, fries, hot sauce, ranch on a giant hoagie. It is enough for the entire day.
That sounds incredible.
And it was. I ate the whole thing and then went to bed.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, the Fat Texas with pastrami, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks,
I mean,
crisp bacon, onions, cheese, mayo, honey barbecue, that sounds amazing.
It's all amazing.
I need to go to Fat Sal's.
It's my favorite place.
You never went to the grease trucks in Jersey?
Think so.
That's where these
Originated.
Yeah, at Rutgers in New Brunswick.
Oh, okay.
Like they were literal like trucks that were on just, cement blocks, but it was like 4 or 5 of these trucks and they all made fat sandwiches.
And it's great because when you're in Jersey and you're 20, 21.
It was the fucking best.
Because your metabolism is crazy.
These sandwiches were like $5. They were massive, and you just either sat in your car or sat on the stoop and just ate these ridiculous sandwiches.
Well, yeah, now because it's branded and it's Los Angeles,
well, now it's all
$20. Yeah.
Exactly. And I guarantee you, whoever Sal is, he came from New Jersey.
100%.
Opened the store, which is great. Good for him.
Yes.
But then the grease trucks went away, and now there's like a standalone, actual restaurant in New Brunswick, but it's not the same.
Of course it's not the same. Because it was
These sandwiches are incredible.
Because now it ends up being a restaurant that is styled after this thing, as opposed to just being like, no, I'm just in a greasy truck and I'll throw whatever you want on this loaf of bread. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's,
You know who created Fat Sal's?
Who's that?
Jerry Ferrara.
Turtle?
Yeah.
My guy, Turtle. My guy. Yeah, it's the best. It's my favorite place. And then I got real jealous too. Apparently there's one at LAX because somebody was getting onto my flight with a Fat Sal's on the way home.
Oh.
And I'm like, this would be perfect for a flight.
You're like, I fucked up.
I fucked up huge. Especially because I have a delay. I probably had time to go to but what can I do?
You live, you learn.
Exactly. I can't live in the past.
That's right.
I have to move forward. But yeah, but then, I was out there, and before I found out it was burning down, I was first of all, it's a good goddamn thing I didn't get in one of these Waymos. Because I swear, they're all over the place out there, and they are the most disturbing thing. I don't think that people torched those Waymos as a protest. I think they were afraid of them. It is so weird driving around out there, and these Waymos are self-driving, like taxis, like self-driving Ubers, and you see them, and I didn't see any of them with passengers in them when I saw them on the street. I just saw them driving around, and they just pull up at the light, and they go, and it's just the oddest thing to see, not only a self-driving car, but a completely personless car.
That's an Alphabet product, right?
Is it a Google thing?
Yeah.
Interesting. So they took because they were probably using them to do like the Google View.
Yeah, they're owned by Alphabet. Yeah.
And then said, well, why don't we compete with Uber and give people rides in the Google View cars? And you can see them you'd pull up at a red light and one would pull up next to you. And you're just like, what? There's nobody in this car right now. And you see the cameras all over the place. You see the cameras in the mirrors. You see the cameras in the doors and everything. And I guess that's how it works. But you're like, what? And then there's something in you, and this is why machines are so dangerous, that goes, well, this car probably knows the laws and the speed limits. I'm just kind of going to go do what the Waymo does, which is the humanless car. It's ridiculous. So I was freaked out enough by them.
No way.
I was thinking I would never get in a ride with one of them. And then the next thing I know, on the way out, on the last day there, I see they're being lit on fire in some area in LA that I guess I wasn't at because I didn't see any of this.
Good for these protesters.
Lighten up the Waymos?
Yeah, burn those cars.
Yeah, because they're protesting. I thought they were protesting Waymos. I guess it was something else. Yeah. But it is,
it's like $150,000 each.
They are? Yeah. Google's just like, what?
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Not the Waymo.
there's nobody in there to tell them to stop. There's nobody in the Waymo to be like, don't light this car on fire.
Like, I'd be fine if this turned into like a thing that happened at every protest.
They just light Waymos
Find
on
a
fire.
Waymo.
Yeah. 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 And they go, I thought we packed it with fire extinguishers. Yeah, there's no one to use the fire extinguisher. There's no one to pull the pin. I mean, it is like, I think it's an upgrade from the LA riots, because the LA riots, it was like truck drivers were being affected by that.
Right.
If you're just lighting driverless cars on fire that $1 billion company has,
No big deal.
it's really, I mean, honestly, it's a little victimless.
Yeah,
when you
it
think
is. I
about
mean, did anybody get hurt?
I don't know. I mean,
Alphabet?
No, they're going to say, here's the problem. The air in LA is polluted now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is terrible. It's never happened before. Yeah.
I didn't see them lighting any of those DoorDash robots on fire. They're fine.
No,
Those
and
little guys that just like...
they're all over the place too. Amazon, DoorDash, Road, these little boxes on wheels that look like a squared off version of R2D2 are just driving around, dropping people's packages off.
They're too cute to burn.
They are, but there is an instinct when you see them rolling down the sidewalk of just kicking the side of it so it tips over. Because it'd be like a turtle on its back. Like, there's no way it's getting up.
Or just open it up and see what they got.
Yeah, what do you got in there? What do you have? Is that for anybody? Yeah, so yeah, the whole time I was there, and I was driving around a lot. I was driving all over the place. I had a rental car, and I told them, give me a rental so I don't have to use one of these weird Waymos. And they said, okay, you got it. You got it, Roberts.
There's no way I would trust a Waymo.
No.
And good thing you didn't get any rocks thrown on you when you went under an underpass.
I know. I was going under underpasses. I didn't even know they were throwing rocks.
I'd be sweating. I'd be like, oh boy, here we go.
And there were multiple spots. It's LA. You get stuck in traffic. I wouldn't have been able to drive out of it.
That'd be just your luck to get stuck where there's traffic and they just keep throwing rocks at you.
And I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm here for the wrestling.
I hope you got the full coverage.
I don't know. You're right.
You show up back up, and you're gonna have to pay out the ass for that.
I'm like, don't you see what's going on? They're burning down the city. Wow, that's not our problem.
You should have got the full.
You should have
coverage.
got the full coverage.
And do you want comprehensive? No, I'm good.
I'm good. What's
I'll be fine.
the worst that could happen? They burn down the city. You're right. Thank God. Thank God I would have had to pay rental coverage on that. I hope ICE is going to take care of this. Hope you're going to use some of that ICE budget to pay for my rental car.
It's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, somebody's got to pay for this. Elon, somebody. Yeah, not Elon anymore.
Are these mostly peaceful protests? I'm not sure.
The ones that lighting the cars on fire?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
yeah.
I was worried.
My understanding is it's peaceful. I mean, I didn't see them. I wasn't really affected by it. And I drove by one of the donut places, and I said it looked fine. They said they lit the other one on fire or something.
Oh, yeah.
But I realized I drove by Randy's Donuts, and Randy's Donuts was fine.
Oh, there's multiple places that have big donuts as a...
I guess so.
I thought there was just that one.
So did I, but then when they said the donut place got lit on fire, it didn't say Randy's Donuts. It said the other donuts.
LA's a big place.
Yeah, I guess it is big.
Yeah.
It is big. Because, I mean, one night I was up in the hills. It was fine.
Listen to you. That's a flex.
Oh, bro. I'm so...
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
So...
Partying in the hills?
Yeah.
I went to a gathering in the hills.
Really?
Yes. Yes. So somebody who is a friend is also like a talent, like a manager, like a Hollywood manager guy. Not my manager, just a friend of mine. We like wrestling. But he also had, like, I talked to him about wrestling. But he's also like, it was his birthday, and this is how you know he liked wrestling. He purposely scheduled his birthday party on the same day there was a WWE pay-per-view, because in LA they get out early because it's 3 hours earlier.
As a grown man.
Oh yeah, it was an adult birthday party for
I'm just
himself.
making sure.
For himself.
Scheduling a birthday party on the same day as wrestling.
Wrestling.
I just want
so
to
all
make
his
sure.
wrestling friends can come.
It does seem like a childish thing to do, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But all the wrestling friends were there.
That's like, okay.
But I mean, I don't think that I've been to like a party in this sense. I mean, I mean, it's maybe over 15 years. I mean, I can't, I was realizing, because as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh no, I hate this. I shouldn't be here at all. I'm not going to be able, right? Like I've been in environments where I feel confident for a long time. And I'm like, I've evaporated all my confidence.
Why didn't you
is
feel
gone.
confident?
I hate parties. I'm terrible at them. I feel out of place.
You knew people?
I did know people, and everybody was wonderful, by the way. It wasn't that it was a wonderful home. It was a great place to have a party. I knew a lot of people there. They came up to me. They were very nice. Oh, what have you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, because I realized, like,
Did you go by yourself?
yeah, I go everywhere by
I hate
myself.
that. I hate going to a party, showing up by myself.
Especially when you know, like, it's a friend.
Ding dong.
Right. Hello, is this where the party is? Well, it's not really. Because either they'll say yes, or they'll say no, or they'll say, well, it's not really a party, it's more of a gathering, or more like, whose party is it? And I'd be like,
I mean, my anxiety kicks in before you even get there because, well, do I ring the doorbell or do I just walk in?
I mean, literally,
party.
This is my vibe. Not only did I show up by myself, but he was like, it's a LA party, so he was like, I'm gonna have a valet there, but you should Uber, but I'll have a valet. And I was like, I never heard of somebody hiring a valet for their house, but whatever. And I drove up and I saw the valet umbrella. I just drove past it and found street parking.
Smart.
You know what I mean? I drove
would've done the same thing.
I drove right past the valet. I was like, I don't know anything about this. Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just find a spot.
Getting some Dwight Schrute situation.
Yeah. I don't want Mo driving my car somewhere in a field and like doing tricks over it or something. Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm going to go find a spot on the street. Maybe it'll get towed. Maybe not. It's a rental. I don't know. Also, like, that's the thing about Los Angeles is I got in my car and I was like, okay, let me just drive out to this place. And, you know, a lot of these people prioritize their parties. And this is how you know that, like, maybe I'm not built for this culture. Because, like,
Party culture?
Party culture. Mm-hmm. Socializing culture. You know, you gotta
I get it, dude.
Grease the wheels.
Yeah.
Because, like, some of the people who I knew well were, like, right after the WWE show, we were back at the hotel. The people that were going were, like, going to change and then go to this gathering. And so I get in the elevator, and they're like, Sam, are you going right over? And I told them, I was like, no, there's an emergency that I have to take care of right before.
You said that?
Yeah, I did tell them.
There's an emergency.
There's an emergency I have to take care of right before
You have to shit?
I go. I think no, I didn't have to shit.
Oh, that wasn't the emergency?
I think he's just making up the emergency.
No.
Oh, God damn it.
Can you guess what it was?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, I
Truth
can.
came back. I had to do emergency podcast. Our
It was
Truth
a podcast.
Our Truth was back.
He had an emergency.
I had to stay in my hotel room alone and do an emergency podcast.
Because Ron Killings is back.
That's right, Ron Killings, not Our Truth. We had to theorize about what could that mean.
Couldn't wait 2 hours?
No, I literally said.
Right?
They were like, literally, it's like, because now it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night, right? Or like it's probably 9 o'clock at night. And it's like, you would think everybody's like, well, we go to the party now. Because that way we'll get there, we'll still have time. I'm like, no, I'll go to the
No,
party.
I have to be the first one with my thoughts out.
No, yeah, I'm gonna go to the party late so I could get to, there's an emergency.
I mean,
And I was so happy doing the emergency podcast.
why is it? Because you were avoiding the party?
Well, yeah.
Sitting by myself in my zone. You know what I
Talking
mean?
about wrestling.
Did you
Talking about
consider for a
wrestling.
minute after you were done, like, maybe I'll just stay here?
What, when I'm literally designing a thumbnail instead of going to a party? Yeah. I said, because I knew to myself, I said, many people would be much happier at this party. Well, I'm having a great time designing this thumbnail. You know, this is just.
Parties are.
But
You got to go network. You got to.
But I go, and he's like, and it's a friendship that I feel like is blossoming, and that he would actually like be sad if I didn't go. And everybody knows I don't go to many things.
No.
And one that can benefit you, probably.
It probably, but probably not, because I'm gonna be terrible at this thing.
No, I just mean the friendship.
Long term. With going to a
The
party.
friend, he
Yeah,
will be
well,
happy that I was there.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, and it means something to him, obviously.
Was this the first party since Kevin and Maria's?
Yeah, probably. And you remember, you were there. Remember when you came with, and this was even the one before Jim. Remember when Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro threw a party, and you, thank God, we're in Los Angeles, and I was like, yeah, you got to come, and you came.
Yeah. It was fun.
But all I wanted to do was sit at a table with you. Remember?
Yeah.
Is that true or false?
No, you're
Did it
absolutely
seem
right.
like I was in my element?
No, but it's good you're there. I know.
You know?
I hear you.
Yeah. All I wanted to do, I was like, oh, yeah, come sit at this table. The guy I see every single day from New York. We would go across the country. I'm like, will you just sit at this table with me the whole time? It was terrible.
But it's funny, you don't act. You know how to act cool. Like, you don't seem like oh, this guy's having a nervous breakdown being here.
I would hope not.
And internally,
He's a
I'm
grown
like,
man.
fuck, I got to go right now. And they're like, and then people go like, when did you get here? And I go 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, fuck. I told them I got here 10 minutes ago. If they see me leaving, they're going to know that I only stayed for 10 minutes. I should have told them I've been here for 2 hours. Like, I got there and people were like, oh, when'd you get here?
that's the move.
I was
Yeah.
like 10 minutes ago. Fuck. Like, in my head, though, I said the last part, you know?
You gotta get good.
Yeah, like an hour ago. I just been hanging out. Yeah.
That's what I should have said.
You gotta get good at the Irish goodbye.
I'll tell you how I
It's easy to be good at the Irish goodbye.
Yeah, no, I did.
We got to be slick about it because you can't let anybody see.
I was happy with how I exited. That's the only thing I was happy with about how I exited, because then I'm there and like I'll see a friend, right, and he'll do the thing that you do at a party. Hey Sam, do you know so and so? So and so, this is Sam. Sam, this is so and so. I'm from this company. I do this. I go, oh hey man, and they go, yeah, Sam's on the air. Sam does this, and they goes, oh really? And I go, yeah. And then I realized, like, as we're sitting there, I'm like, he's going to think I'm an asshole. You know what I mean? Because people don't read, at a point, people don't read, oh, clearly he's, like, having a social anxiety-based nervous breakdown. They read, he's a dickhead who doesn't think he should talk to me.
Right.
And that's making it worse.
I don't even think it's that. I mean, maybe a little bit is that, but, like, these, you know, like, almost forced conversations, like,
but it's Los Angeles. They love forced conversations.
No, I know.
Love it.
I know.
They love it, and I don't love it. And so I'm sitting there like going like, yeah.
You're not impressed.
But I can't say, like, because then they're going to be like, yeah, I don't know. Sam seemed like he didn't want to talk to me. And I'm like, fuck! You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking this whole thing up.
Well, you're probably like me. I hate talking about myself.
Hate talking about myself.
I hate running through what I'm doing, what's happening.
And then they go like this, like, what are you up to? I go, oh, no, just busy.
Work.
And then
Yeah,
you just,
no,
and
that's
then
good.
like, and then you're sitting there in silence, but the two of you are in silence, and you're surrounded by this tornado of conversation, and it only points out how weird the silence is. You know what I mean? Because there's a tornado of conversation going on, except for you and that person is silent, and then I think this person is going to think I don't want to talk to him, and then I go like this. But I can't think of one thing to say. All I do is talk. I can't think of one thing to say.
You can always talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Everybody has a thought on Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey, you can tell me the truth. I know people say, what do you think about all these FBI guys? They're saying Epstein did kill himself. He didn't, right? And they'd look around and think, no way, dude. No way. But like, I don't know. I'm in unfamiliar territories. This is Los Angeles. What if somebody was on the flight log, doesn't want it being brought up? You know what I mean? I don't know.
In L.A., you talk Weinstein.
Weinstein.
New York, you talk Epstein. L.A., you talk Weinstein.
Any Steen.
Steens. Yeah. Figure out your Steen and go to it. Hey, man, what was up with that guy that just kept talking about Harvey Weinstein the whole time? It was really weird. I don't know why he was like, yeah, he talked to me about that too. Yeah, I mean, you know, I had an totally awkward silence with.
Who?
Plop from The Office. 100% awkward. I was like, why? He's a wrestling fan.
From White Lotus?
Was he on? Yeah.
He's
No, Dwight Jr. Dwight Jr.
Dwight Jr. Oh,
Not Plop, Dwight Jr.
Yeah,
Dwight Jr.
Okay.
Dwight Jr. Sorry, not Plop, Dwight Jr.
Okay.
But like, and it was my fault.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He was like, because he was like, I was like, oh, did you go to the show? Meaning the WWE show. And he was like, oh no, I was working. And I was like, oh, okay. Fuck. Like, there's so many, like, that's such an open, like, you know, and then when I left, I Costanza'd it.
Small talk sucks.
But I Costanza'd it because I should have
You
said
thought of something?
Yeah, I should have said, well, I'm glad you were working because I love your work. Something to keep it going.
Something.
You know what that's better than?
What?
Okay.
I was at a
It was
thing.
Nathan. Okay. You know when Nathan just like they just say something, Nathan goes, okay.
Well, yeah, but he wants to sit in that.
I know. I don't want to sit in it in that environment. Part of me wants to sit in it. But the other part of me is like, don't sit in it right now. You're blowing it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to be friends with him.
I know. I know.
What it?
Yeah.
He was one of the stars of Sex Drive.
Oh, that's right.
He was.
You could have brought
Bro.
up Sex Drive.
My producer's
Dude.
obsessed with Sex Drive. Isn't that funny? He'd be like, that's so funny.
Incredible movie. Should have taken home an Oscar.
Yeah.
Mike sees this as a lost opportunity.
Yeah.
He was on a show called Greek that my wife and I watched every episode of together.
Greek?
Greek. It was great. It was on one of the channels. I don't know, but he was great on it.
Okay.
You blew it.
Blew it. Totally blew it.
You didn't blow it. You're fine.
That opportunity's gone.
And then I'm sitting there, and luckily I got there very late because I had to do my emergency podcast before I left. So I got there so late that I was like, I think I can just stay for an hour and go. And so what I did on the way out, because I was like, I was sitting there going like, and then when I left, I was like, I'm not built for this. Like, I forgot. And I didn't realize how not built for it I was, but I forgot because I'm built for other things. And I've been in the other things that I've been built for so long that it was probably good to be reminded, like, No. You've been curating your environments.
Yes.
Once you're out of a curated environment, you still suck.
You flounder.
Yeah. That's right.
But having good social skills or developing your social skills is a good idea.
His social skills are fine.
Well, if he's having anxiety attacks, there's obviously
Well, I don't
some
think he's having
issues.
anxiety attacks. It's just not as seen.
And maybe it was more internal than I realized. I would love to get the opinion of other people that were there like that. I would, and it would be so easy for me to bring them in here and go like, "Hey, did you think I was an asshole who didn't want to talk to you?" And get the answer.
Sure.
But like, and part of me wants to end that conversation, like while it's silent, be like, "Hey, right now, do you think I'm an asshole who doesn't want to talk to you, or do you think I'm just like panicking and have nothing to say?" And get the answer.
See,
you know
that
what
would be funny. If you have like the social anxiety and then you just blurt out whatever you're thinking.
Yeah, hey,
like,
bro.
Hey guys, I'm really nervous in this situation.
This is crazy
Do I
for
seem
me.
like a fucking asshole?
Yeah. I don't know what to do.
Or just have it like the rehearsal when there's when they rate the judges.
Yeah. No, I needed a rehearsal for this, and I didn't know I needed a rehearsal. And also because
Well, maybe you should start doing small talk with Hot Dog.
I
He
know
loves small talk.
I do need small talk with a hot dog, and also because like, and I didn't know, and this is not to blow smoke, it's just the truth. Like 10 years ago, I could easily slip into the background, but now a lot of people come up and want to talk to me,
Of course.
and I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And so-
I'm
but- and I
so
wasn't
like
prepared.
in agreement with you here. Like,
But you don't want people thinking you're a dick who doesn't want to talk.
no, I was at a thing this weekend twice. I was asked, "Am I interrupting you?" because I wasn't like
That's terrible.
having a conversation.
That's
with the person.
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah,
And
it's not a good thing.
People are going to leave going, that guy's a dick.
That
No, but
That
like
guy
I didn't have
sucks.
anything to say.
That guy
We'll figure out
sucks.
something to say.
You came up to me.
I know. I got to figure out things to say.
Yeah, chit chat.
But it's not on me. If you come up to me and you're like, "Hey, Travis, how are you?" Blah blah blah. This. It's not up to me to like.
I know, but then people are going to say you're a dick.
I guess so.
And I can't have that.
I was like, no, you're good.
You don't want that.
I don't want that. Because I'm going to see these people again.
Of course. You don't want to see people seeing you out, like, seeing you on social media and be like, oh, that guy's a fucking piece of shit.
You know, I thought he was kind of cool from his, but
They're not gonna
he's
say
not
that.
cool.
You know how to handle
They'll say
yourself.
You think they will?
You don't need that.
I don't need that at all.
You don't need that smoke.
No, I'm mad at him. He's not that cool. I don't need that. I don't need that.
You want people to be like, Sam Roberts, that's an awesome dude.
Right.
We should hire him for our project.
I mean, that's right. We have a project. I didn't do. There was nobody's hiring me for a project based off of that performance, of that get together, that
well,
soiree.
That's step one.
That's not happening.
Next one, you'll do better.
That's right. Now I know. It was. I mean, like there were a few people there that I hadn't seen in a long time that I actually do like. Oh, I was happy to see them, and that was totally fine.
Yeah.
That was totally, and it was great. I was happy to see them. But then, like, yeah, just the whole. Plus, I wasn't there with anybody particularly, so I didn't
Which is
know.
rough.
I didn't know when to bow out of conversations or anything.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've got no one to like go back to if you need to.
No,
That's
no.
rough.
There was no home base.
That's
you need a
so
home base.
hard.
There was no home base.
And it helps when you have somebody there with you that
Yeah.
you're comfortable with, that you could just be chit-chatting with them.
Right. And that's why I need a hot dog.
I mean, you know how many times I'm like, let me go see where my wife's at. I'll be right back.
That people think you're a dick because you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it tries to give me bad advice because
Terrible advice. Don't
because he
listen.
doesn't mind that people think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
but I can't have that.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I
These
can't.
conversations are going nowhere.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Like, can you imagine going into a meeting and being like, guys, like the small talk part of the meeting and being like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
You doing
I
business
feel
or-
like doing that
Well,
all the time.
You can't. Nothing. You're gonna
you
be
don't
asked to
wanna
leave the
chit-chat.
meeting.
Hey, we're here to do a meeting. Do I have to text Troy
No,
again and
people
be
love
like,
the
this is
chit
bullshit?
chat. You.
This is bullshit. Can you believe this bullshit?
You win people over on the chit chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
when-
And trust me, I know who to chit chat with. Who's
I
important
don't
to
believe
chit chat?
you.
Of course I do. You know I know how to play the
By
game.
the way, you're better. You actually are good at it because I can't even like when I've been to like social gatherings with like Travis and his wife. Travis does dinner chit chat.
Yeah.
I can't do dinner chit chat either. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
good.
very good at
He's good at dinner chit chat. I'm not that good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to try to learn how to chit-chat.
I know. That's a skill. That's a skill.
But it's also
set that
because
I'm
you
working
talk
on.
so much.
I know. That's and I want to tell people like
And you talk to really good talkers.
yes.
So,
and we
like,
have
when you-
rich conversation.
Yes. So like when you've got to deal with some like schmuck who's just like, hey Sam.
Or they go like this.
you know
Oh, what'd you think it was a work?
You don't want to use your energy on that.
You know what I want to say? I literally did an emergency podcast before I got here.
Yeah, just text
check
them the
it out.
Spotify link.
You on Spotify by any chance? Okay, my answer's right there.
Yeah. I feel like, you know what I'm going to show up with next time? QR code.
That's smart.
Be like, hey, what did you think of this?
Scan this.
Scan this QR code.
Just hand it out on business cards.
Yeah, no.
Hey, did you think that was a work? Here you go.
Here, scan this QR code.
These are all my thoughts. I already did the podcast. It was an emergency.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh,
Like,
okay.
What just happened tonight?
Well, my name's Ted Sarandos, so I guess I'll scan this QR code. And I'm like, fuck. I messed up. Yeah, so then when I was like, okay, I was like, I think I can get out of here. I stayed for 1 hour.
Okay.
1 hour.
That's good.
That's not bad.
And then I
Was
was
there
like,
food?
Yeah, but it was too much. I didn't.
Yeah, it was too
Too
much.
much.
There was like, it was like a house party. There was like a room with like crew de tay and this. And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
What?
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Why wouldn't you just nibble on something?
I don't-
There's something there you can nibble on.
Plus, the crudité had been laid out like for hours and hours and hours.
So?
And it was a mess. Hands have been all over it. I don't need it. I don't need a nibble. What do I need a nibble for? I need it eaten.
Did you walk around with a beverage at least?
No.
That helps when you have something.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. No, that's a good. The beverage would have helped, I
You
think.
just walked around empty-handed.
But I was empty-handed with arms straight.
Looking like you're lost in a field.
But then the beverage thing, yeah, that's right. Just looking up at the sun, trying to figure out which way is due north. But then but also the beverage thing is complicated for me too, because then what are people going to say? Oh, what are you drinking? And I'm going to say club soda.
I said Diet Coke. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been the move. But then they'd be like
These all
this.
seem like really easy.
They go like this. Oh, did you valet? I'd be like, no, I parked on the street.
Nobody's asking, oh, did you valet?
They might.
But that's a conversation started right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No,
you go
I
like,
parked
did
on
you
the
valet?
street.
Oh, they had the valet. No, I didn't. I actually parked up the street. Why'd you park up the street? I don't know. I saw the valet and I got freaked out. I thought they were going to steal my car.
I got freaked out. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how it works. I got freaked out. It's unfamiliar. I parked up the street. I hope they don't tow my car. I should go check.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go.
I'm
right
going to go
now.
check right now.
See, there it is.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have talked about that with Dwight Jr.
I swear. I mean, and he was a great guy. He was great. And then he was starting to pick up my
He probably
slack.
doesn't think you were great.
He doesn't. And he knows who I am. He's a wrestling fan. But he was picking up my slack in the conversation 100%.
That was nice of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to pick up slack in like a 5-minute conversation.
But you're a professional
I know.
talker, dude.
He was probably thinking that.
And he's on that level of like, I should talk to this guy.
Yeah, 100%. He's like a regular working actor.
And you could open the door to be like, hey, I have a morning show. Stop by if you're ever in New York. I'd love to talk to you on the air.
Hey.
I don't like to talk about it. But
Yeah, but you got to be like, hey, anytime you're in New York, you want to do the podcast.
You got something to
That'd
promote,
be great.
do the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, you should come on the
Yeah,
podcast.
dude.
Yeah.
You got to be networking like this.
Instead, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Office.
And they're like, and he walks away. He's like, that's weird.
Okay. Guess he doesn't like me.
That was uncomfortable. I want to be like I wanted halfway through the conversation to be like, hey, man, sorry. Sorry, this one's on me.
Maybe you should start to lead with that. Be like, if somebody's like, hey, Sam, nice to meet you, be like, I just want to apologize in advance.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at this.
Hey, man. Hey, great to meet you. I want you to know if at any point this gets weird, it's on me. Trust me.
I have terrible social anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm weird in these situations, so I'm just putting it out there now.
Things are not good, and I didn't think it would get like this, but it's like this, and this is where I'm at. How are you?
Yeah, how's your day going?
How's everything with you? You know?
That's a great starter.
Where people will be like, hey, what's up? I'll be like, nothing. What's up with you? And they'll go, oh, yeah, just hanging out. I have no follow-up.
But you've totally disarmed the conversation
By saying,
by saying
if there's any
I'm
gaps
telling you-
here, if you think that like I'm being weird, you're right.
right?
Like,
And I'm aware of that, and I apologize.
it's not you.
And I'm working on it.
You're cool.
And
I'm working on it.
And I'm working on it.
I'm working on it right now. I got better help. I'm working on it. You're cool.
Promo
Anyway.
code SAM.
Yeah. If you need a promo code, let me know. There's a stigma, you know? But anyway. Let's go to Vincent in Connecticut. If you want to call the show, by the way, 866-969-1969. You can also tap the little phone icon in the app. What's up, Vincent?
Troy's killing it on the screening, by the way.
That's great to know.
So I have crazy social anxiety, and I will show up to parties. I will attach myself to the host for about 5 minutes, so
Yeah.
you get credit for being there.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to see the host. They see you with them. Then I'm like, oh, I got to run to the bathroom. I got to run to my car. gone. It's a boss. It's a boss move because it makes you an enigma. Because like I've had people go like, "Where's Vincent?" And the host, my buddy's like, "Oh, he left." Like what?
Yeah, but you know what?
He didn't.
I've
He
known.
didn't even say goodbye.
I've known prolific.
Gone.
I've known prolific Irish goodbyers, and they all think that they're this enigma. They all think they're cool, and really, when somebody does the Irish goodbye regularly, all the rest of us sit back and go like, "Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. He always leaves."
Oh no,
Every
but
time.
you are too. I mean, on the radio, it's pretty obvious. Everybody knows. Like, I mean, I think the whole show could admit you do have a bit of a, I don't know, sarcasm or wit about. I don't think anybody's saying, "Boy, that Sam's a great guy."
Everybody thinks I'm a great guy.
No, Vincent, you're right. You're 100. You're spot on.
I mean, I love you.
By the way,
you are my spirit animal because you
Okay.
let nothing bother you except for sailing around the world, which I'll never do.
Yeah,
But
it's a terrible idea.
other than that, I've never heard a thing bother you. So when I'm getting like
Parties.
upset, I'm like, what would
Bunch
Sam
of-
do?
Social situation.
Yeah, a bunch of people going like, "Hey, it's good to see you."
Yeah, more than 3 people at a time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm just telling you, give it a shot.
I mean, I'll try. So the move was after an hour, I was like, okay, I did it. Like, but you also have to like see enough people at a place like that like your presence was known, and even if enough people just see you there.
Sure.
And then I was like, okay, let me sneak out of this room. Found the host, said goodbye to the host, said goodbye to no one else, and then slipped out and walked.
You did say goodbye to the host.
I said goodbye to the host.
Okay.
And then walked up the hill
To your car.
to the car that I parked on the
glad
Because
street.
there's
still
nothing
there.
wrong with not saying goodbye to the host and being like, "Yeah, I was there for a couple hours. I was looking for you when I left."
No, that's true. But I wanted to say goodbye to the host
Because it's an important relationship.
I like him.
Yes.
You know, and it was nice that he invited me to begin with.
Yeah, you don't want to be a shithead.
No, but yeah, I'll tell you would have been because I was in my environment when I'm at a WWE show.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you're
I mean, literally,
so comfortable. You're shitting on people, yelling stuff.
I was.
Yeah, I see.
I was. Some people got mad at that. Some people didn't. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I was like talking to Rey Mysterio Jr. and The Undertaker. You know what I mean? It's like it's like, hey, but we're talking about wrestling. You know what I mean? It's great. You know, who I saw at the thank God, I saw her at the WWE show and got to say hello, and I was in my environment. Topanga.
Nice. I saw she was there,
God, it was at the WWE show.
and not at the party.
The party would have been a disaster.
Topanga.
Oh, I don't know. Who are you again? I know exactly who she is. But at the WWE show, I feel much more comfortable. And so it was a great
Yeah.
interaction. And her husband was there. We was catching up with her husband, of course. But
Great
so
guy.
that was perfect.
They bring their kid.
I think they have, maybe it was a kid's friend. I think they might have 2 kids.
That's cool.
But yeah, the kid was there for sure, enjoying the show. It was great. It was fantastic. There, it was great.
Right, you're in your element.
I know.
Yeah,
I like being in my element.
everybody does.
I'm a creature of habit, I suppose.
But it's time you got to start
I know.
because you're really going to the next level in your career.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to start trying to fill in because you don't want to become some sort of weird hermit that just can't have socials. The only thing you could do is talk in front of a microphone.
No, you don't. Those guys suck.
Those guys suck.
Especially, and then like you see them and they start yelling at you like they're on the air when they talk to you.
Right.
Like sports guys do that.
Oh, yeah.
They love doing that.
Yeah.
They just shout at each other about sports. You know who does that? Mike Montone.
I feel like Mike is probably more comfortable on a microphone.
I do too, but also I think Mike does have an adult level social skill that he's got, but he's very comfortable
I am
putting
right
that
here.
aside. Oh, what's up, Mike? Hey.
We thought you stepped out for a second.
I mean, I teach group fitness. I walk around 3 days a week just shouting for 45 minutes at a clip.
But that's your element.
That's your element, and you're an instructor. It's not the same as social gathering.
Yeah.
You're
we
in
have
a
parties,
position-
too. I love a party.
He does love a party.
No, you love like a party.
Well, yeah, you're dancing and grinding gens.
Yeah,
You got a little Molly?
Was there music there?
there was, and I couldn't get anywhere near grinding gens.
No?
Because you do. Mike's
Why?
right. Well, you have to get past, there are certain levels.
Those are West Coast gens.
I know, and I would have loved to grind gens, but there are certain, like, you have to get past, like gens is like level 3, and Mike has perfected level 1 and 2 because it will allow him to get to grinding gens, right? Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah, you gotta follow the map to gens.
That's true. That's true. No, I think Mike would do fine at a party, actually. I think sometimes, like here, when you talk to him, he starts shouting like he's on the air. But also at a party with music on, maybe it would be of benefit. You project, you speak over the ambiance.
Yeah, and I just have trouble controlling the volume of my voice in general. It's not.
I've always heard that.
It's not either way.
Yeah.
Not a personal issue.
You'll have to forgive me.
Funeral, party,
Sure, wherever you're
hospital.
No, he's dead.
Library.
I'm not good at a hospital visit when there's a sheet dividing the two rooms.
at. Right.
Not
right.
a good place for me.
Not a great place for you, especially because you'll still do your like
Sponge baths that go on.
your opening. You are always equipped with like an opening banter, an opening party banter joke or quip.
Someone got a bad diagnosis. You want to lighten the mood.
Right, and it's like
Just try to make them laugh.
yeah. It's like this would go over the shore, Mike, but this is inappropriate here. This
We don't want to talk about how something's about to metastasize.
No, that's true. That's true, and I appreciate that you're trying to find that comfortable middle ground. But the whole time all this was going on, I was like, Jesus Christ, my performance at this party is a car fire. You know, like, don't bring that up right now. Do you see what's going on down the street? I said, I have no idea. I looked at Twitter on Sunday, like before I get on my flight. And I'm like, apparently, thank God I'm leaving this place, because on Twitter they tell me Los Angeles is burning to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it is? I had no idea.
Is that why the Undertaker was there? Bring some law and order?
Probably, because he was looking American badass. You know, roll up on his Harley.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I guess all the protests were going on. A lot of Waymos getting lit on fire, rocks being thrown. It's the ICE protest. What did Trump send in the National Guard? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it still going on, or do they?
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, let's try to get the fires out. You know, didn't they just have a problem with fires over there?
those are
earlier
natural,
this year.
wild.
Those
Are wildfires. These are Waymo fires.
Waymo fires.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
there's a big difference.
I guess so. Yeah, it's.
That's right. It'll sort itself out.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I think so. There's some people that think the whole thing is a distraction
Oh,
From what?
I know.
Oh, I know.
from the greatest breakup that the world has ever known. I will tell you something. Thank God for plane Wi-Fi, Delta plane Wi-Fi, because as I'm flying to Los Angeles, California, I am refreshing Twitter like crazy. I mean, there were spots where the Delta Wi-Fi went out, and all the customers of all the passengers on the plane had no Wi-Fi. And you know why the Wi-Fi went out? Because I kept refreshing. I sucked up all the bandwidth on that plane, refreshing my Twitter account and refreshing my Twitter account because I got to see my Truth account too. I was refreshing my Truth account as well because I had to see what happens next on all the social media platforms because I couldn't believe how fast this was all going down. I mean, I was so, and Travis can back this up, I was so enthusiastic about this that I was texting Travis from the plane going, can you talk to McClure? Maybe we need to get me to the SiriusXM Los Angeles studios at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and get live on the air to talk about this. This is amazing.
So you don't know how close we were to coming in on Friday.
It was almost an emergency radio show. And by the way, because he hates emergency podcasts so much, I'm 100% doing an emergency Sam Roberts show at some point. You're going to have to produce an emergency broadcast.
We're not going to have to do it.
We're definitely going to have to do it at some point.
Get the siren ready.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to need a siren for it too.
I felt like, we were very close.
If I'm telling you right now, if I had been in New York and we hadn't had that extra hurdle to get over, we would have done an emergency show on Friday.
And I wouldn't have blamed you for that one.
Yeah.
But not because Ron Killings is back.
That was also an emergency. People didn't see that coming at all. And a lot of people didn't see this one coming. You know who did?
Your boy.
This guy. The GOAT.
Should have talked about that at the party.
Well, I knew that shit was going to happen. I was talking about it. And I was, man. I told you this was not politically based. I told you this was personal. I told you this was a breakup. I told you guys all this stuff. If you guys are listening to this show on Wednesday and Thursday, you knew this was coming a mile away. So you're welcome for that. But I didn't know how quick it would happen. I didn't know that it would just go all the way downhill immediately.
You mean scorched earth?
Scorched earth right away. Like it's not, I thought like with a lot of relationships, even close ones, there's a dial. You know what I mean? And it's a dial of deterioration. And by the time you get to scorched earth, you've seen that this house has no foundation. You've seen the fact that not only did we build a house on a sinkhole, but the living room is already way subterranean. Like, we know this house is going to sink into this sinkhole. Here? No. It was like a sinkhole just appeared and sucked the entire house into it in an instant. I mean, they're going to Elon Musk's dad saying, what did you think about this? Thank God Elon Musk, his dad, made a comment. His dad thinks that it's a mistake and thinks that Trump will win this thing. Yeah. Which, thanks, Dad. Thank you, Dad, for making that comment, Dad.
No shit.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Dad. That's really helpful that you did that. Dad. So, I didn't realize any of this was going on until the afternoon, but this really kind of start Thursday morning? Like, we were kind of still, as we were wrapping up the show, it was starting?
Yeah, but it wasn't, like, obvious that it was starting. Like, now you could see the starting point, but, like...
It was just Elon tweeting.
It was just Elon tweeting stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, as we were wrapping up the show... see, this is great. And it really... Elon just bullseyed this. Somebody made a meme of the two muscle arms. You know, the black guy's muscle arm and the white guy's muscle arm coming together in unity. You've seen that meme before? One arm says Elon does ketamine. The other arm says Trump is on Epstein's list. And then the two arms come together in unison. And it says X active users. And Elon wrote bullseye. Laughing face. I mean, listen, say what you want about this whole process. People said it would never happen again. But somehow, Elon brought Twitter together and made it the place to be again, if only for a day. I mean, everybody on all sides was locked in 1,000%. And the only place appropriate to watch this show was Twitter. I mean, the way the news was covering it was hideous. It was terrible.
I don't even think Fox was mentioning it.
No, Fox was like, I don't know. We don't have.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, we don't have internet here, but there's something terrible going on the Disney Channel.
Isn't that crazy that they wouldn't even mention it?
Right. They're like, look, I don't know what's going on Twitter, but I've heard somebody's going woke somewhere, so we got to cover that. There's a woke thing that you guys got to hear about that we got. I mean, be very afraid of this because they're coming for the kids. You don't want woke kids. There's nothing worse. Anyway, get off Twitter. Pay no attention to it. So as we're wrapping up the show on Thursday, Elon was like putting out he was on a Twitter storm. Which, if this is drug-induced, because like 2 days ago, that article came out that said Elon was doing tons of drugs. Yeah. If this was drug-induced, for it to happen on Thursday morning is a wild time. Unless he's been up all night or something like that.
He's been on a bender.
And if he's on West Coast time, to be on a bender and still be up at like 11 o'clock in the morning, that's a crazy thing. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning? That's not that crazy if you're on a bender, right?
No.
So that's possible. Although it lasted until late in the afternoon, so I don't know. I never did ketamine, so I don't really know. I know it makes you like shit your pants or something. I read that in the Times. But Elon was like tweeting and retweeting old Trump tweets about national debt that contradict the big beautiful bill. So this is still and going back to what you said, Travis, about it's not quite clear how bad this is going to get. It's still politically based.
Yeah.
It's still like, I mean, to me, I see it more as that nothing's politically based. That if Trump says this is my bill, now it's a personal thing. And if Elon says, I don't like this bill, you're attacking something that Trump is attaching himself to. Under the surface, this is personal. However, in presentation, he's saying this is not what we...
Yeah, but if Elon's staying true to himself and he's like, hey, I created Doge to cut government spending and to cut waste, and this bill is doing the exact opposite, I feel like Elon's being way more level than Trump. Just because he's like this... Yes. Because he's like, this is what I have a problem with.
Right.
And this is not what I signed up for.
But he's being very public with his issues.
He's being very public with his issues, and he's pointing out the hypocrisy of Trump when other people are in office saying, like, hey, government spending's bad.
Right. No, yeah. And
but that's like, I'm just talking about the bill.
I'm talking about the bill that hypocrite wrote. Mike in Florida.
Hey, what's going on, Samo?
Hey, man.
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad you made it back safer from L.A. That's some scary shit going on out there.
That's right. I know you're concerned, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. So I got a hot take on you, though. I think I think Elon has regrets because he was retweeting the retweets of J.D. Vance and Trump about what's going on in L.A. with, like, American flags. So I think he's showing a little bit of remorse on how he acted.
Unless they got MAGA guys to light the cars on fire so everybody could stop talking about the breakup.
You think that's what happened? You think there was a false flag?
Can I tell you something, Mike?
Tell me.
I do not. No, I don't. No, I
Okay,
don't.
no, probably not.
See, I think what Mike is saying goes to my point that Elon is all for
Thank you, Mike.
the immigration issues and all this, and like he has a problem with the bill.
I think Elon realized that he pushed things very far because maybe he was, listen,
I think that's also a possibility.
whenever, when I'm having my Friday morning coffee, because I start texting you all kinds of ideas,
true.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then if you text me at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, follow-ups on
never
it,
hear him back.
I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't want to do any of that anymore. So imagine that except ketamine.
And being the most powerful person.
Right. Imagine that except ketamine and maybe, what did they say? Ritalin maybe? What did they...
Adderall?
Adderall. Maybe Adderall. Maybe. I feel like, maybe he's sitting there going like, you know what, I got to get myself out of here. Let me agree on this issue and maybe water under the bridge. I'm telling you right now, if somebody said the things about me that Elon said about Trump, even if he was like, but he is right about this, I'd be like, fuck you, dude. We're not cool.
Yeah, there's no coming back. I don't think. It's like saying...
Oh, of course there's coming back.
You for Elon to Trump?
Yes.
I mean, after that...
Trump, the guy who, like, if you just say something nice about him and he's hated you this whole time, he'll be like, actually, he's a very good...
I don't think we're dealing with anybody involved here.
This is absolutely mendable.
I don't think any of them have any principles.
None.
And that's what you're forgetting, I think.
You're right. Okay.
You know what I mean? That if you don't have principles, like, it's like you can't say things that hurt you. Because it's like, if somebody says something about you, Troy, that really is against your character and puts you in a light that you're like, no, like, this is against my principles. Then that's, if I then go like, yeah, but your music's good. You'd be like, listen, dude, like, say whatever, you said something that I'm not going to forgive you for.
Right.
But if you don't have any principles, if like 2 days later I was like, that new song is good, you'd probably be like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just...
Trump has said in his own words, I like people who compliment me.
Right, but...
And that's great when people compliment you.
Yeah, and if Elon just like starts saying like, this is great, this is great, this is great, Trump will 100% be like, you know what, Elon's pretty cool.
This puts Trump in a pickle. Because a lot of people wanted Trump to become president again for the Epstein files. They made it clear that this is what they want him to release. So then he puts out that bullshit earlier this year.
Well, he gave it to the libs on TikTok to go through.
Exactly. Gave it to her.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is some bullshit, bro. Like,
Right.
This shit's already out there. What are you doing?
Right.
And then Elon's like, oh, the reason it's not coming out is because he's on the list.
Oh.
It's like, that's a hard thing to come back. And then, we're not going to see the Epstein. That shit is going to get swept under the rug.
Well,
They're
luckily-
already trying to sweep it under the rug.
Luckily, everybody that works for the FBI has come out saying, don't worry, there's nothing to see anyway.
Yeah, there's a video
you
that
don't-
shows everything.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see it.
It's boring.
And then that whole thing in itself seems like he's trying to sweep it under the rug.
There's nothing to sweep.
So then Elon comes out and says
Sweep
this.
what? Clean floor.
Yeah, really, you might as well staple the carpet to the floor because there ain't nothing to sweep under there.
It's just I don't know, man. I mean, I get what you're saying. He doesn't have any principles. He'll be friends again. But it's like, it puts him in a fucked up position.
That should be an atomic bomb. Is it? I'm not sure. That's the level that we're playing on.
He's mended fences before.
Yeah. Yeah. Corey in Rockland.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I wonder, all these people who gave away their Teslas, 6 months ago in protest of Elon, I wonder if they're going to be walking back up, hey, could I have my car back now?
Bro.
Like Elvira and all that type of shit.
Bro, I bought my Tesla back, and then I looked at the Elon tweet just now, where Elon's retweeting Trump again.
Right up for sale.
I got to go today to sell it back to the dealership again. I mean, and I'm taking a loss on every single one, Corey. It's terrible. It's terrible for my finances.
You're losing 10% left and right.
Every time. Buy one back, sell another one, buy one, sell one. I mean, eventually they're going to give me one for free because I got a punch card, but hopefully they stop tweeting like this. I'm never going to recover from this financially.
Well, hey, good luck, Sam.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And that, so I think that what really set things in motion was the White House event that happened early in the afternoon on Thursday. Yeah. That Trump was answering questions, and somebody brought up the fact that morning Elon had been tweeting. And there's a syndrome that is often only attributed to the very woke, which is the worst thing you can be. And
the wokest of the woke.
And I think that, like, this is what you say to hurt. Like, this is Trump's way of saying that Elon is not in the club anymore. Listen.
Things are happening in this room, and I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then
can you pause for a second? He was going to say people leave my administration and they flip out, but he realized that reflects poorly on him. So he paused because he realized that he was going to say something that reflects poorly on him. Like if I said, people leave this radio show and they all talk about what a terrible time it was, I don't understand. Then everybody listening would be like, yeah, you're probably a dick. And I'd be like, I don't think that's it. And so that's why he paused and he goes, people leave this administration and they love us. they absolutely love us. But there are a few, and so he had to quickly change his thought. Look, there is a sharpness to him. He almost fucked it up. But I see it. I'm like Oz the Mentalist.
And they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But I guess we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it and you'll let us know. Yeah.
You explain that one to me, he says. That is a great, because he's saying the reason people don't like me after they leave here is because I show them this amazing world. And then once they're out of the amazing world, they don't understand. They're like, we had it so incredibly good with Trump. And now we don't have it good anymore because it was basically Willy Wonka. And now that you don't live in the chocolate factory, you're going to blame Willy Wonka. It's not his fault you don't live in the chocolate factory. You know, you're the one who's drinking out of the chocolate river. You can't blame Wonka for that. Augustus, you're the one singing about how much you want golden eggs. That's on you. You know, Violet, you're the one who wanted to keep chomping on that gum, which doesn't feel like it's as bad as the other kids, but still. So now he's indirectly accusing Elon of having Trump derangement syndrome, which is the worst kind of syndrome you can have if you come from the Trump world, you know? And it is also a very belittling thing, right? When people go, I'm very concerned about the president, and then people respond with, you have Trump derangement syndrome. It's a very belittling thing to do to somebody. It's like, that's like saying, what are you, crazy? And they're like, what? No, it's belittling, you know? So I think to me, that is where, like Travis just said, Elon had this moment where he was still sticking to what he felt were the rules of engagement. Even though it was personal, even though there was absolutely a personal breakup, Elon was sticking to the rules of engagement. Elon was sticking to, we're talking about the bill, and Trump broke the rules of engagement by bringing up the worst thing anybody could have, which is Trump derangement syndrome. So now at this point, that I feel like is a declaration of war for Elon. And he goes, okay, if this is how we're playing, this is how we're playing. Elon goes back to talking about the bill, saying that there was tweeting out a video of Trump saying that Elon knew the bill better than anyone else. And he's very disappointed in Elon, and Elon says it's false. Okay, and I don't know where he got. I mean, Elon, he must have, this is scary to anybody who works at Twitter. There's no doubt in my mind that Elon must have taken a whole chunk of the staff to have him work on this stuff, because throughout this process, he started finding everybody that says the internet is forever. That's true, except also the internet is forever for everybody. Everything gets buried. It's like that guy trying to find his Bitcoin hard drive in a garbage dump. Except Elon's got all of Twitter working on every clip that Trump ever said.
No, Elon's probably just a really good searcher, like he is a video game player.
I think he may have had some help with the video games too.
No.
There's
I think
rumors.
he's just singularly excellent at everything.
Yes, I did have a lot of help, only from Grok. And he tweeted out this video.
Picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate because that's billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, boy.
And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, it became a little bit different. And I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped
Miss
Elon
Cleo?
a lot.
Okay, so here's what he says here, right? He's very disappointed in Elon, but he's totally I would hate to be in a battle with Donald Trump. He just knows how to phrase everything because he's still talking about because he goes like this. Elon started acting different because of this, and I can understand that. Like, that's okay. When you say, and I can understand that, that's okay, it almost makes it so that you can't object to it. Like, if I said, Troy got very offended when I said this, and that's totally fine. I understand that. You can't say, I wasn't offended. What are you talking about? I wasn't offended. I said it was fine, Troy. I said it was fine. I wasn't offended by it to begin. You're getting very emotional, Troy. You're getting very emotional. That's the game Trump is playing here. Because what he's basically said is, you can't take any of Elon's criticism on this big, beautiful bill seriously. Because the only reason he's upset about it is because it's going to affect his business. Because it's him and the Teslas.
It's brilliant.
I mean, and he just thought of that just then. I feel like he's always thinking of, well, if this person turns on me, this is how I'm going to get him. If that person turns on me, that's how I'm going to get him. Like, he just has it in the bank always. So, of course, Elon said that's not true. Now Elon's taking it personally, right? Now Elon's Jordan with the iPad, taking it personally. So then and this is where Elon starts getting the Twitter staff to go back and find the videos. He finds the video that we all watched of Trump getting his Tesla. Remember when Trump bought his Tesla? And Trump did this to help raise Tesla stock, I think. You know, Tesla was in trouble, and Trump wanted to throw his support behind Tesla. So he bought a Tesla in the driveway of the White House and did a whole pitch for him, talked about how great Tesla was. So now Elon is posting this video saying, remember this? Remember when you said this? Now we're in a jilted lover
This
territory.
is when it really started to feel like a breakup. Remember this?
Yeah.
Remember when you said this?
This is literally pulling out the letters that you wrote. Remember when you wrote to me? This is, don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? They wrote a whole song about it. And it's like, bro, yeah, yes, I told you, it was a whole different deal then. No, but you said you loved me. You said you'd never leave me.
Elon called yet? They said, no, sir. The next day, what about Elon? Did he call? He never even mentioned it to me, never complained. Until this moment, I'm just bringing it up. Who would do that? Yeah. He has never asked me for a thing. And he's built this great company, and he shouldn't be penalized because he's a patriot. He's an incredible patriot. And I don't even know if he's a Republican. I really don't.
Mr. President.
You told me you love me.
This just happened.
You said you love me.
Don't you remember?
Yeah. This is the crazy part about all this arc. All of this just happened. This is all in a couple of months. This is a quarter. This is a quarter of a year. So then Elon, clearly in his feelings, and maybe a K-hole, nobody knows for sure, put a poll up on Twitter asking if it's time to create a third political party, which, is one of these things that I think a lot of people think that there should be, but most people don't think it enough to actually vote that way. When push comes to most people, I think, I think that that's true. No, even though you look and it's like, we're so divided, left this, right that, I think most people would say it's both of them are nuts, and we need a third party to kind of just represent humans. And I think you see that more now with, Newsom doing a podcast where it's like, the roast of Gavin Newsom every week. He's like, I don't know, maybe some of the conservatives that are kind of trying to, kind of maybe back down off the full extremism. I think people are realizing it, but I also think that people know that ultimately people aren't going to vote that way because people are too worried about their candidate not winning, and you want to vote for a winner.
Andrew Yang's like, yeah, I've been saying this forever.
Andrew Yang, don't you remember the math hats? And everybody's like, we do not remember the math hats, dude. No, the math. The math? Nope. That doesn't ring a bell. It's big. Math. No. Bro, we don't remember. Remember I wanted to give everybody a check, like universal basic income? No, I never heard of universal basic income. It was huge. I was talking to you guys about it. Andrew, we don't remember.
You mean Universal Studios?
Universal Studios, I know, because they just did that new park. No, UBI, I don't know. UTI, I know. Fine. You got a UTI. Fine. But this is where it starts to get fun. Elon puts up is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? And Mark Cuban, who I think smells blood in the water, I don't think Mark Cuban is tweeting this because he's like, oh yeah, I've been talking about this. I think Mark Cuban hates Trump. And I think that Mark Cuban is going, you know what? As a fellow billionaire, I can contribute to this breakup. If there's a public breakup and you're a high profile person, you take one person's side, it really adds fuel to the fire. If Elon is thinking, maybe I should back off, this is the president of the United States, but then Mark Cuban is whispering in his ear, you're doing the right thing, bro. You're doing the right thing. Then I think it gets hotter. He's fanning the flames, I think is what Mark Cuban started doing. Because he put check mark, as he quote tweeted Elon's third political party, which is clearly going to upset Trump. Because if you're saying we need a political party that actually represents the people, implication is the president of the United States does not represent the people. And we have a president of the United States that has a bit of an ego. Would like to think that he represents the people, Then Laura Loomer, Laura Loomer?
Oh, yeah.
Laura Loomer is on X saying that Republicans should side with Elon.
No. He replies to Laura Loomer.
Laura
Loomer was very much like, guys, this is going to be just fine.
Laura Loomer saying, don't even worry. It's heating up. This is what Laura Loomer said. And I love, too. Laura Loomer wants people to believe, like, look, I'm going to be the person who settles everything down. Laura Loomer is looking to be the lighthouse for Republicans in this that don't know where to go. Like, oh, no, don't tell me mom and dad are fighting. Laura Loomer is the aunt that is telling everybody it's going to be okay, or so she thinks. And she says it'll be interesting to see what Republican lawmakers do now, which she's going back to saying, guys, this is just about the bill. Mom and dad aren't breaking up. It's just about the bill. They'll figure this out.
Just having a disagreement.
It's not a big deal. I know lawmakers who are asking if they should side with President Trump or Elon. I've been on the Hill.
Cool.
Isn't it the worst when people call it the Hill? If you ask me, you call it the Hill, you're over the hill.
Oh.
Thanks. I've been on the Hill all day, and it's all anyone's talking about. Oh, really? On the Hill? That's what people are talking about? I got news for you, Loomer. Everyone's talking about it. The most powerful man in the world versus the richest man in the world.
Sounds like a WrestleMania.
I know, but it also sounds like she's like promoting it, but she hasn't said anything. You know what I mean? Like,
we know.
Well, we all got Twitter, Laura Loomer.
Well, she's trying to stay in the algo.
She is. She wants people to be like, hey, what's Laura Loomer got to say about this?
You got loomered.
Yeah, you just got loomered.
Do people get loomered?
You never want to get loomered. That's when you know it's a big story, when you get loomered. Elon says, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. What?
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess. What are you talking about?
Feels like a threat, but I don't know what you're threatening.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't think the president is still going to be your best friend in 40 plus years. I mean, maybe. I mean, Twitter's like not doing great financially, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. But he's saying to Laura Loomer, he's still the man. Don't get it twisted. And then the truths start coming out.
Oh, not factual information.
No.
Truths.
Truth socials. Yeah. The truth socials start being
now
released.
it's getting good.
Yeah, now it's getting really
now he's
good.
Finally out of his meeting. He can check his phone.
Right. And because also when the president started, he's like, press, could you leave so I can truth for a little bit? Where's my truther? He gets his truther in to type for him while he's yelling at him. Write this. He says on Truth, the president, and I love this too because now the president and Elon both have their own social platforms that they can fight with each other on. Trump says Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. He knew for months I was going to. Then he just went crazy. Okay, so, I mean, you guys are in relationships, right?
Now it's a little personal.
How does it go when you're in a relationship and you look at your wife or fiance and you go, hey, you're being crazy right now? How does that generally go?
Historically?
Yeah.
Poor.
How about you, Troy? Not great. Not great. Yeah. You know what? I've had the same experiences. I just want to alert you to something. You are sounding crazy.
Even if you're right, it's not a good thing.
No. It's not the way to get across the fact that you're right. There's easier ways to do it.
But you're right. Now we're starting to call names.
We're name calling.
Get a little personal.
I took away the EV mandate, and you are being crazy.
You went nuts.
Yeah.
I was just being normal.
And then he hits him with another truth.
Literally in the same minute.
Right. Hit him with another one. Hit him with another. This is what we did in World War II. Hit him with a second one so they know we're serious. We got more truths to come if you don't surrender. Elon, surrender now or the truths will not cease. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it.
Now we're done.
Okay. So he's saying that Elon was doing some Biden shit in that Doge campaign. And by the way, Elon, enjoy your key to the White House. I changed the locks, idiot. The locksmith is here right now, idiot, and all the locks are changed. So I hope you enjoy your key to nowhere. Hey, Elon, hope you're hungry for nothing. You're very hateful and manipulative. Yeah, that's right. He hit him with a key to nowhere. So now, I mean, Elon sees these two truths and just is like, what the fuck? So Elon says that Trump asking him to leave is an obvious lie. By the way, some of these tweets have been deleted. Which is why, by the way, what did I say? Again, airplane text. Travis, start a document right now.
I went to work.
Right now, start a document giving me everything. Because they're going to start deleting. And we need it when they're in their rage spiral. We need all this information to share with the people on Monday. So this one's gone, it looks like. But Elon said that Trump asking him to leave was an obvious lie. And so sad. You didn't break up with me. I broke up with you. Actually, I broke up with you. Oh my God. You are so sad. That's an obvious lie. Oh. I mean, it's 101. It's high school breakup. It's the best. Of course we know what it is. We've been through it. We've lived it. It's the human condition. You say, I heard she broke up with you. Did she say that?
What?
That's like obviously a lie, right, guys? And then you say obvious lie when you don't have any evidence to back up the fact that it's a lie, but you want it like, if you obviously that's a lie. Obviously. What makes it obvious? Obviously. So sad. Then then Elon decides it's time to drop the really big bomb. And that's how he said it. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. And I love too. Elon deleted this tweet. And it's like, bro, I get it. You don't want people to go through your timeline and see it again. But I hope, as the literal owner of Twitter, or X as you call it, you did not think that this would make it go away. We haven't. Yeah. Google Images is all you need. Time to drop the really big bomb. At Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. I mean, that's when it's like, what the fuck is going on? That's when the siren starts blaring. Yeah. Have a nice day, because he says he's not saying maybe. He's saying he's in it, and he's not saying, you ever wonder if that's the reason? He's saying that is the reason. If you are wondering why this information hasn't come out, it's because he is in them. That's the real reason they have not been made public. He is in the Epstein files. Those are declarative statements. There is no room. I'm reading that, and trust me when I tell you, it's a long flight to Los Angeles. I read that tweet many, many times. Okay? I read that tweet like it was War and Peace. If you printed out the number of times I read that tweet, it would have been the phone book. It is a declarative statement. And he says, time to drop the really big bomb. Like, this is not an assumption. This is not a guess. This is what I know to be true. Here's the declarative statement. And by the way, have a nice day, DJT. Now, this has nothing to do with a big, beautiful bill.
That's a mic drop.
That's a mic drop. I'm surprised he didn't put like a hand emoji, mic emoji. Just to let everybody know. And that's like, that's scorched earth. I mean, talk about being a scorned lover. That's when you go scorched earth on your ex.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're a pedophile.
Right. You think, no, I broke up with you. You know how I know? Because you're the one on the Epstein files. And that's true. Like, that's a wild thing to say.
Trump didn't come out and say, hey, he was wrong.
He ignored it, right?
He just ignored it, yeah.
I don't know. He's crazy. I don't know what that crazy guy's tweeting.
It's funny that people are saying, like, Trump was the bigger man in this argument.
Right?
Which is a wild thing to say.
That's the take some people have?
Yes.
Wouldn't you love to know what he wanted to respond with? Because you know the first time you hear that, if you're anybody, like, hey, Elon just said you're on the Epstein files.
I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, you got to chill, dude. Like, if you had a close relationship with a person, I know you get mad and you think that personal information that you guys shared with each other is now free to be ratted out because I don't like him anymore.
You think Trump told him personally?
Well, he found out somehow. He's made it a statement declarative. Hey, Elon, I want you to know something. Here's why I'm not making it public. I'm in it. But like, you can't do shit like this. If you find out information when things are good, you can't then squeal when things are bad. That's not cool.
Well, he's tarnished forever. I mean, yeah, I guess they could become friends again, but it's still like, dude, I know what you did. You're a fucking snake. I know you have the capability of being a fucking snake.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. If somebody reported that I was on the Epstein files, even if they were cool, like, okay, they can come work for us again, 100%. They'd be like, you know what? Troy, this is not a meeting for you. You need to step outside. And you'd be like, what the fuck, dude? I'd be like, Epstein files?
Yeah, remember your tweet?
Yeah. You can walk right out the door if you don't like it, but you're not part of this meeting. You're right about that. That's a forever thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's a really big bomb, as described by Elon Musk. Then Kanye gets involved. After Mark Cuban had gotten involved, Kanye got involved. Now, Mark Cuban seemed psyched about the whole thing. Mark Cuban was like, yup, keep fighting, and I'm on your side, Elon, because he really hates Trump. Oh, yeah. But Kanye, he can't believe it. He's saying, this is what Kanye writes. Bros, please, no. We love you both so much. Kanye writes, we love you both so much. What the fuck? Because of course he does, right? Not one person was going, where does Ye stand in this? Not one. There was zero people thinking that. And then he finally decides to make his opinion known. We love you both so much. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. You think either Elon or Donald saw Ye's tweet and went, we got to chill, dude. We're upsetting Ye and the rest of we. Who's we? Who's we? I get so upset when people say we. It's such an egotistical thing to do. It's like when people call the show and they go like, they have a complaint about the show, but we hate when you do that. No, who's we? What are you, part of a committee? Did you ask around? The ego that you have to write we, because everybody feels exactly like I do. And also, I mean, you're Kanye, like,
We love you.
you're really sitting there, like, can you imagine legitimately watching this? And there were plenty of people that I'm sure were going like, oh no, not Elon and Donald, oh no. Like, what?
Yeah, we're just like, this is great. This is fun.
I thought Twitter's best days were behind it. I'm going to be 100% honest.
It was last Thursday.
It was the best Twitter day I'd ever seen. And there have been some great Twitter days. I've never seen one like this before. The richest man in the world / owner of Twitter fighting with the most powerful man in the world and saying he's an Epstein guy and they used to be best friends.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's great. I was hoping it'd get even more petty.
I wanted it to go all weekend.
Me too.
I wanted
it to stop.
I think it'll start. I think it could easily start up again.
I hope so.
Me too.
I hope Trump's like, yeah, Elon, you got bad breath.
I hope so too. And Elon's like, oh yeah? Well, guess what? You also helped Bill Cosby. Anything else to say about my breath?
There's another bomb.
Yeah. How'd you like this one? Who do you think helped Bill Cosby with the cocktails? Trump. He was in the room. So then at the close of business, I love that, Travis, you added this. At the close of business, Tesla stock was down 14%. Now, the great thing is that the reason Tesla stock is down, in my opinion, has nothing to do with politics, but everything to do with the fact that he's coming off that the CEO is coming off as unhinged. He could have been fighting with anybody. Anybody he's fighting with, the stock's going to go down. Same way the stock went down when he was smoking weed on Rogan because people didn't realize who Elon was yet. Like, it'll come back up, but I think it'll come back down. It was funny that, like, MAGA people were like, this is what happens when you go against Trump. Go woke, go broke. Tesla stock is down now. And I don't believe that the Tesla stock went down because Trump supporters were like, we can't help this company anymore. I believe the stock went down because people who are in the market were like, this dude is unhinged on Twitter right now. I don't have faith in the company. You think that rings true?
I don't think he's going to go back to being the darling of MAGA ever again.
I don't think so either, but I think that has less to do with the market than people, you know what I mean? I think that that's like cult of personality stuff. I think that the market is controlled by people who care about money and nothing else. And there's a lot of people like that. Like, if you care, like if you're sitting there and it's a dollars and cents thing, you're just like, and that's why everybody says when you're like the CEO of a publicly traded company, the reason that you can't do shit like this is because you have a duty to the shareholders. You know, it's not like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. It's like, no, legally, on paper, you now have a duty to the shareholders. And if you do some wild shit or you say one thing, it happens all the time in companies. A CEO will come out and go like, oh, you know, fast passes are free again. Okay. Or he could say this. If he comes out and says, I would love it if fast passes were free. Disney stock could tank. Could. Why? Because the CEO has a responsibility to the shareholders. And the shareholders don't care about riding rides. People aren't buying Disney stock because they like Goofy. People aren't buying Tesla stock because they're like, this is a great car. They'll buy 3 shares of it. But if you're buying real stock that makes a difference in the stock price, then you could give 2 shits about the car. You don't care about the product. You care about the company, the dollars and cents behind the company. And when the CEO is unhinged, talking about the Epstein files on Twitter, it's harmful to the company. That's my take, my opinion. And I'm a bit of an analyst myself. By the way, don't take this as financial advice. But I would think, what's that old guy's name I was talking about last week? He talks about money all the time.
Warren Buffett?
No. The guy who gives everybody advice.
Jim Cramer.
No, he gives terrible advice.
Gary V?
Gary V.
Gary V was the one. Gary V.
Yeah, he's not that old. That's why we couldn't think of it.
It is funny that like people that like it's a whole meme now. People like will buy whatever Jim Cramer tells you not to.
No, really?
Yeah. Most people think that Jim Cramer gives terrible advice. Like, they don't understand why he's got the TV show. They're like, he's terrible. He's terrible. So then...
All right, so we dropped the bomb.
The bomb's dropped. Tesla stock is down. Kanye is crying. Okay? Which means now you've upset the children. That's what that means. When Kanye goes, no, bros, we love you. Now the children are upset. So you have to, are you going to dial it back? Or are you going to say, well, the children are upset and now the neighbors can hear us shouting. We can either dial it back or just go, we're this far. And that's what they decided to do. Trump, he got back on truth.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he decided to truth. And he said that Elon, he doesn't mind Elon turning on him, which again, very emotional. Very emotional. He says, I don't mind Elon turning against me. Which, like, the idea, it's so manipulative to go like, I don't really agree with this bill. What are you, a turncoat? All right, no, I think the bill's okay. It'd be like if your girlfriend was like, hey, do you think I should write this email? And you're like, no, that's probably not a good idea. I thought you had my back. I thought you were my guy. I thought you were my rock. Oh, okay, write the email then. I don't know. It's very manipulative and emotional. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. Wow. There's a lot of bills presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there'll be a 68% tax increase, and things far worse than that. What? No. What, are we thinking like the Purge?
68% tax increase.
That's really bad. I can't imagine what's worse. Eggs going to go back up?
I know. Eggs were down 400%.
That's true. That's true. Is there like a buyback program on eggs? Yeah. Doesn't that mean you make money buying eggs now? I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. So Trump is trying to get the conversation back to, hey, don't worry about that Epstein thing, by the way. Let's talk about the bill again. I think we went off the course a little bit here. And
no, we're back on the road.
Well, let's get back on the road. Let's get back to what we were talking about. And Elon then threatens to cancel his contracts and subsidies by saying SpaceX will immediately begin to decommission its Dragon spacecraft, which is the only option for the U.S. to deliver crew to and from the International Space Station. So, like,
which I thought was a great comeback.
Oh yeah,
like if Trump's like, "Hey, we're just going to cancel your government contracts."
Cool.
All right.
By the way, this one also deleted. He's like, cool, while you're canceling contracts, cancel this one too. You can't have my spaceships. You can't have my spaceships. And you're like, you already...
Which I love, by the way, because we should not be relying on private companies.
Right. Who can then say, well, if you make me feel bad, you can't have them then.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine then. Yeah. Fine then.
Like, I feel like the second we got to the moon, we were like, well, we don't need NASA anymore.
We're done with NASA. What'd they make? Velcro? Fine. Let's privatize this shit.
So I thought that was great. All right, fine.
And then Elon agrees with a tweet that Trump should be impeached and replaced by J.D. Vance.
Oh, shit. J.D. doesn't need that.
I mean... who campaigned harder for Trump than Elon? He was Heil Hitlering for Trump. And now...
he was jumping up to 6 inches in the air.
6 inches in the air, flailing like crazy.
Showing his belly.
Yeah.
Oh, we all saw his belly. How many hats did he wear for Trump in one single time?
More than one.
Yeah.
He wore 2.
2 hats.
Many people say I wear a lot of hats.
That's right. He wore 2 Trump hats. It was, and you guys are probably saying... that feels like it just happened. Yeah, it was 10 days ago. He wore 2 Trump hats like 10 days ago. It's June. Trump became the president in January.
Early June.
It ain't the end of June. It's June 9th. By the way, happy 69. That's cool. Oh. It's 6/9 today. That's cool. I just saw that. That's cool.
Happy Gronk Day.
Yeah, happy Gronk Day. And happy Grok Day. But like, literally, and this thing was going on Thursday. It was even earlier June.
And he got into office in late January.
It's been 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. 4 full months. And Elon's like, let's impeach this guy. He was wearing a Gulf of America hat over his dark MAGA hat. And then 10 days later, he's like, let's impeach him and put J.D. Vance in charge.
You're in the Epstein file.
Because he's in the Epstein files. You're like, what? And then I'll bet later this week, he's going to come out and be like, who's great? President Trump. And we're going to be like, what about the other stuff you said?
I'm telling you, that's why these are two manic people. That's why when Troy's like, I don't think you can fix this. Like, of course you can fix it.
It's just
Fix
like
it on the surface.
on and on. And what if there only is surface?
There is only surface.
What if there only is surface and K-holes? So he's canceling his spaceships. He thinks Trump should be impeached. Trump's on the Epstein list. And then Elon starts tweeting videos about Trump and Epstein being friends. Back to the Epstein stuff. Like, it's a shocker. What happened? Mike, can you not find this tweet?
Mike, come on. I sent you all the links.
I mean, I'm putting them in the browser.
They're
I hit
gone.
enter.
They're gone.
That's the process by which one pulls up a tweet.
No, you're doing everything right, Mike. You're doing everything by the book, and it's the way it should be done. You're doing it right.
It's gone.
And these tweets are gone.
Crazy, man.
I'm telling you, it happened. It did happen, right?
I don't know. Was it a dream?
I don't know. Because I went to the hotel, and I cut a promo. Do you know that?
I put it together.
You did?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I landed in L.A. I don't know if any of you guys heard it over the weekend. I hope that McClure aired it and was just blowing smoke up my ass. Okay, good. I got a promo, because let me tell you something. I got to the hotel, and that motherfucking room, too loud. The air conditioning fan was on.
I was going to say, where'd you
heard?
record
It sounded
this?
like you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Bro, I went all over the hotel trying to find a quiet space. I couldn't find a quiet space
Why
anywhere.
didn't you get under the covers?
Yeah, why didn't you get under the covers?
That's a great idea.
Because I was literally told Travis, I'm like, is he in the bathroom?
I tried the bathroom. It was too echoey.
You weren't in the bathroom for that promo?
No, I found a hallway. So that's the Instagram.
No, yeah, the one that aired on the channel.
Yeah, that Instagram, it's, the audio on video, you don't really notice background noise and stuff like that because it's video. By the way, did you see the Easter egg I put in the video that I posted on Instagram? You see what was on in the background?
No.
Shark Tank. I did it on purpose, and the people in the comments that caught it, those were my people.
I thought this was just what you were watching.
I waited until the commercial was over and recorded the video when Shark Tank was on.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible.
No, it was like downstairs, and then I was like, I'll do it outside by the pool.
Oh, my God.
But then there were people by the pool, and I can't be a radio guy while there's people. They'd be like, what the fuck is that
like
idiot
a jerk
doing?
off.
Yeah. So I just found a little corner of a hallway that nobody was walking down.
Yeah, get under the sheets, pull them over your head, and do it.
That's smart. That's what I'll do next time. That's genius.
I literally messaged Travis. I'm like, what the hell is Sam doing?
I know.
Troy was annoyed.
Rightfully
so.
Well, this sounds like shit.
It was the best I could do, and then I tried to do it outside, in the front, area outside.
Yeah.
But of course, it's Los Angeles, so they're like, let's play music when you pull up.
It's got to be a vibe when you get to
Yeah.
the hotel.
But I don't need a vibe on the promo.
Who's working there? Earl?
They had a good vibe manager, I will say that. The airport hotel.
Yeah, get under the sheets, make yourself a little tent, bring some food.
And then there was a balcony, right, outside the hotel. I was like, this is perfect. Walked out on the balcony. It was the airport hotel. There's all kinds of traffic and airplanes flying all over the place.
Plus, you could probably hear the crackling of a on-fire Waymo.
And I didn't know what that was. It sounds like there's a Waymo on fire, but why would a Waymo be on fire? So I was so excited about this. I recorded a promo to air on the channel to let everybody know we are going to be talking about this. Did you sweeten the audio a little bit?
I did the best I could.
Okay.
But it sounded like total bullshit.
Okay, but you made it sound like less bullshit?
I did the best, but I'm not a miracle worker.
Cool. Well, Troy's on the Epstein list.
I mean, he was trying to polish a turd.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, Travis on the Epstein list, too.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah. Anyone else? Mike, what'd you think of it?
It's probably brilliant.
Yep. Mike.
Not on the Epstein list.
No, Mike's not on it. Mike's not on it.
Well, I've been trying to expose people on that list for years.
Mike, you're doing great work. You know why Mike can't expose it? Because Travis and Troy are both on it. Anyway, Steve Bannon then decides Trump needs to investigate Elon's immigration status.
I like that. Steve Bannon, he goes crazy.
Yeah. Was this? Oh no, that's an Elon Musk tweet that was deleted. Steve Bannon, because I think Steve Bannon realized that he's kind of Steve Bannon was Gen 1 Elon. Steve Bannon was the OG Elon. Like during the first administration, Steve Bannon was the Elon guy.
Yes.
Like the friend that got to be with Trump everywhere. And then Trump didn't invite Steve Bannon back, and Steve Bannon had to go to jail. And then Steve Bannon got out of jail, and Trump was like, I'm friends with Elon now. So the minute Elon's out, Steve Bannon, and he's smart, instead of going like, all right, let me turn on Trump because he turned on me, he goes, there's a best friend opening. I think that's my take on it. That Steve Bannon was like, the best friend position is now open. Let me see if I can get back to being that best friend and get the key to the White House that actually works.
That President Trump should be taking immediately, I think, when he threatens to take one of the big programs out of SpaceX. President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight.
Steve Bannon just says crazy shit.
See, I love that. Like Steve Bannon will say something like we would say here as a goof.
Yeah.
Like, you know what they should do? Like they should like kick Elon out of the country. Like Beavis and Butthead nonsense. And then Steve Bannon was like, you know what needs to be done? like it's a serious thing, but it's the same information.
He knows people are going to click his shit.
Of course. He's a business guy.
Yeah, of course.
Elon says Bannon advocates crime because he is a criminal.
I mean,
it's a good comeback. It's a good comeback. Yeah. That's the thing. That's where Elon does have power. People will say all kinds of crazy shit for clicks, but where are they getting the clicks? Elon's platform.
Yep.
Let that sink in. Elon calms down a little bit by the end of the evening. The last tweet of the night was saying he's not going to decommission Dragon. He's not going to pull his, because he probably doesn't want to get deported.
Thank God.
He's like, fine. You can have this.
You can have
spaceship.
Dragon.
What was it? What he said? Good advice, as if somebody. This is a shame. This back and forth. You're both better than this. Cool off and take a step back for a couple days. Good advice. Okay, we won't decommission Dragon. Oh, is that all you needed, Elon? Some random guy to go? Hey,
Sometimes you just need a voice of reason.
cool off.
Yeah.
And then what's her face was going like, this is what Laura Loomer was like. I was trying to tell you guys the same thing. I was trying to be your lighthouse.
I mean, she's another one that just wants clicks.
She does. She just said she did nothing to quell the storm. She said, everybody, look at the storm. Look at the storm.
She was calling AOC fat over the weekend.
She was?
And everybody's like, you shouldn't be calling people fat. Look at you.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're up on this stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
I get Loomered.
Yeah. You love Laura Loomer. You just love to see what she's up to.
I just like to hear what she's saying.
I didn't know much about her until this weekend. I don't really follow what's going on with her.
Right. Well, she's just involved.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and over the summer, I think she was going to try to sue Bill Maher.
Oh, really?
Remember, because she said that Trump was having an affair with Laura Loomer.
Oh, did she end up doing it?
I think it got dropped because it was just some bullshit he said on the show.
Right.
Like, this is a joke.
He's joking. He's a comedian. I see. On Friday, Trump said that he no longer had any interest in talking to Elon. Of course, it was reported hours earlier that the White House was trying to set up a phone call between the two, telling ABC that Elon, is what Trump said, lost his mind. And then and then he told CNN, I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. Who? I don't even remember who that guy is, to tell you the truth.
I haven't thought about that guy in days.
And then the White House said that Trump is looking to either sell or possibly give away the Tesla that he bought in March. He doesn't want that car anymore. He hates that car.
I didn't even want it the first time.
Was that the cover of the Post on Friday?
Yeah.
That's great. I hate my ex. That's a funny one. With just the letter X, like Twitter is X, and they have a heart-shaped doily that's ripped in half, and Elon's on one side and Trump is on the other side. If you guys have been listening to me like 3 days before this happened, I told you. They could have gotten their Photoshop ready.
$2 for a newspaper.
Used to be. I remember when it went from 25 cents to 50 cents. Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah.
It was a quarter and then it was 50
Yeah.
cents. Like you just throw the guy a quarter getting off the train and grab your Post walking in. And now it's
$2 for yesterday's news.
What? Yeah, because they only sell 8 copies. So how else are they going to make their money?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Got to go to the library and read it on a stick.
Some people though, they love their physical copy. They're
old school. There's people that are old school.
Well, you know who likes to read physical
Can I
newspapers?
guess?
Yeah,
Your dad.
that's a good guess. That is true. Not what I was thinking of, but 100% true. In fact, his brain is blown. He's gotten on the train like 3 times in the last 10 years to come into the city.
Does he need a paper to get on the train?
Yeah, and he doesn't understand where everybody else's paper is.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Tony Burton?
I don't know, but he's old school.
I mean, you don't know that many older guys.
He's old school. No, my friends at the Dunkin' on Fridays.
Okay.
My dine-in friends at the Dunkin', they love newspapers.
Same guys?
It's always the same guys, and they rule. I don't know them.
Do you give them a nod?
I do now.
You do now?
I do now. Yes, I do. It's been long enough that I do. Yeah. So but all those old guys, they got to pay their $2 now. Then after Trump confirmed that he was trying to give, and who's going to get the Tesla that he's giving away?
Maybe they'll
Sweepstakes?
Yeah, maybe.
Sweepstakes would be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll give it to Theo.
Vaughn?
Yeah.
He would take it.
Why not? J.D. Vance did Theo Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. He did it like the day that this was all happening.
So great. So it was planned. Like, obviously the interview was booked before, but he didn't end the interview. I'm glad that Theo wore a suit for it. He doesn't change for anybody, and it's great. But, of course, Theo then gets the opportunity to ask J.D. Vance about the Elon Trump stuff. And this is how it went because, look, this is where J.D. Vance went to get the news out. And a lot of people do now. Yeah, and I've noticed that a lot of people will go to not exactly mainstream media, maybe comedy podcasts like Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn to get the word out. But for me, CNN is it. That's me. Like when Sirius goes, all right, it's time to do a press tour, I go, Wolf is my first stop. That would be great, but I would try to get on Wolf Blitzer.
Of course.
How funny would it be to get on if I got on Wolf Blitzer? I would love to do that. Anyway, JD chose Theo Vaughn for whatever reason. And this is what he said.
Elon just hit the airwaves today. Bring it up, dude.
Hit the airwaves.
The fucking shit missile is in the cannon.
The fucking shit missile.
Wow.
That's the vice
Elon
president.
Musk, time to drop the really big bomb, right? And I thought this was going to be on Iran.
So it's funny, I haven't even seen.
Right?
I haven't even seen this one.
But he goes, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Nice signature from a South African DJT.
Man. Well, so just so your audience is aware, when is this going to air? Like tomorrow or 2 days from now?
45 minutes. It's airing now, dude. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, I'm just saying,
no.
Presumably when this comes out,
Theo knows.
know more
Pause for
about
a
this.
second. Theo's like, I am putting this out as soon as fucking possible. Is the answer to your question? I mean,
JD has absolutely no personality.
No. I thought we got the first interview with the new Miss Money in the Bank at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I thought that was a scoop. I thought that was a big scoop. I didn't realize that Theo got JD. I was like, damn, foiled again.
Like,
Even I
people
do,
will.
because
I just learned about
this. Kind of happened on the plane when I was coming on down here. Okay,
Same.
look,
This
Same
is
for me.
This
yeah.
new.
Here's my basic reaction to like all this stuff is look.
No.
First
Hit
of
pause.
all,
JD.
like-
JD. Mr. No Personality. And by the way, based on how he looks, he should have a great personality. But Mr. No Personality. We're not asking how you feel about everything. We're asking how you feel about that specific tweet and that sentence in the tweet.
Do you understand how unnecessary he is when this is going on and the White House doesn't even like call him and be like, hey, listen, no press today?
I mean, I don't think that's that. There was a time when a White House would do that. Not this White House.
No. They're like,
especially not only is it not no press today, it's like, what press are you doing today? Theo? That should be fine. Yeah, should be fine.
Absolutely not. Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong with Jeffrey Epstein. Like
what?
There's the guy is whatever the Democrats and
like,
media says about him. That's totally BS. Here's my basic read on it. First,
number one, define something wrong. He said he didn't do anything wrong with Jeffrey Epstein.
Associated with him.
What the fuck did he do with Jeffrey Epstein?
There's
that
pictures
island
of-
is
there's
not
pictures together.
Yeah.
in the United States.
Right. Right. He went to the temple. That's it.
They were together for something because they have multiple pictures together.
I love it when people say that. Nothing happened at that island. Can you explain the temple? Nobody can explain the temple.
We'll never know what the temple is.
It's like a man cave.
It's not like any man cave I've ever seen.
Right.
You also don't know anybody with an island.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought
Different man caves for different people.
I thought I was going to meet somebody at the LA party who had an island. I didn't have the social skills for it.
There could have been somebody there. You would never know.
I never would have known because the conversation didn't get that deep.
By the way, your man cave would be different than somebody else's man cave. Somebody walks into your man cave, they're like, "There's never been a man cave like this."
Well, I have a
It's like, yeah, it's a lot of dudes with bikinis on.
It would no. This is a
And
wider cut
dolls.
on the.
Yeah.
Dolls with bikinis.
Well, there's a wider cut on the thigh.
I mean, not that much wider.
Yeah, but a bikini cut. Anyway, but you would never say like this. What's that studio for? Because I'd look at you like you're an idiot. I go, broadcasting. What are you talking about? Broadcasting. If you went to Epstein, you're like, what's the temple for? Nothing.
Like sports games.
Yeah, so it's where we watch sports games. There's not even a satellite dish on top. How do you get cable on this island?
YouTube TV.
Right, we got Wi-Fi. It's very strong. We're very rich.
Well, we don't know if before Epstein was murdered, did anybody ask him what the temple was?
Yeah, maybe nobody asked.
Yeah.
Nobody asked. Wait, before what?
Epstein was murdered?
You actually heard that story wrong. I have heard it wasn't. It was just, unfortunately, he decided to take his own life.
Believe what you want.
And that's a tragedy when anybody does it.
Move on.
Yeah, and by the way, if you have any other questions, keep them to yourself.
And we have video to prove everything.
Yeah, you can't see it. And you wouldn't want to anyway. It's boring. Let's get back to JD, who wants to kind of paint this with he wants to use a thicker brush than you would think. He doesn't. He's not interested in using the felt tip pen on this one.
First of all, I'm the vice president to President Trump. My loyalties are always going to be with the president. And I think
Always?
that Elon, he's an incredible entrepreneur. He's actually done I think Doge was really good. This sort of effort to root out waste, fraud, and abuse in our country was really good. And look, man, I'm always going to be loyal to the president, and I hope that eventually Elon kind of comes back into the fold. Maybe that's not possible now because he's gone so nuclear.
Well, his
but I
feelings
hope it is, man.
Because to hurt. Why though? Do you know why?
Yeah, I mean, so look, I think number one.
Hit pause for a sec. JD's doing a little flex there.
Oh yeah.
His
I know
feelings.
why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying his feelings are hurt, and I know why. He's saying without saying, I'm the guy.
Let me think what I can tell you.
I'm the vice president, okay? Who's second? Me. Not his best friend, not Mr. Two Hats, not Mr. Tesla. I'm the guy. That's what he's saying.
Elon's new to politics, right? So,
ooh, that's a little condescending.
His businesses are being attacked nonstop. They're literally like firebombing some of his cars. And by the way, we're looking into a lot of this stuff. I mean, some of that stuff we're looking into is an act of terrorism at the Department of Justice because I think it is an act of terrorism. So I think part of it is this guy got into politics and has suffered a lot for it. But I mean, and I get the frustration there, and I get the frustration that, I mean, look, Congress, you got this spending bill. But the main purpose of the bill is not actually spending or cutting spending, though it does cut a lot of spending. The main purpose of the bill is to prevent the biggest tax increase. But I understand, like, it's a good bill. It's not a perfect bill. Like, the process in D.C.
Wait.
If you're a business
Hang on. Why are we talking about the bill? What about the other thing?
Nah.
Wait, how did this begin? He's talking about the Epstein.
He's a politician.
Yeah, he does have to flip it.
Yeah.
I mean, he cleared it up. He said he didn't do anything wrong with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. He said that right out the gate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now let me talk about a bunch of other stuff so you forget.
Mainly the bill.
We don't want JD to doth protest too much.
Right. That's true. That's true. Because I realized I was hearing about this bill, I was kind of glazing over. And I was like, we didn't ask about the bill. But I guess that's the plan. So that's how he covered it on Theo. It was pretty masterful by JD to do that way. He did the right thing. He was smart.
He's a good politician.
Yeah. And then over the weekend is when Elon starts deleting his tweets. And then on Saturday, Trump told NBC that Elon is going to face very serious consequences if he starts to bankroll Democrats who run against Republicans that vote for the big, beautiful bill. Meaning, if Elon hates the bill so much that he starts to prop up people who will kill it, he's going to face very serious consequences, which I don't know. That doesn't feel like something you're supposed to do.
What?
Threaten. Yeah.
No, he was just pointing to that fuck around and find out graph.
I guess Elon is fucking around. I'm worried that he's finding out a lot.
I've seen the math.
It goes up, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, man.
It's a busy weekend.
It was a great weekend, and I was really lucky. I mean, I think seeing the MAGA powers explode was the greatest.
It's fun.
It's the greatest.
Yeah.
And to think that it wasn't over Miss Elizabeth. I want to know what it was really about.
Kicking someone through that barbershop window?
You think Elon got kicked?
Oh, yeah.
That makes Elon Marty?
Yep.
Fuck.
And we saw what
and
Marty
he's the brunette, and Trump is the blonde? Shit. Elon's going to end up with a bunch of weird stories and a clubbed foot. This is not good for Elon. Blake in Oklahoma. What's up, Blake?
Hey, morning, boys. How we doing?
I'm good. I'm good. The guys are looking at the clock, but I'm good.
Spot on. Hey, I got a conspiracy theory for Troy to...
I watched Troy Shinnig. What's your conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I wanted Troy can dive into this one. So, kind of to piggyback on what JD was saying in that interview with all the shit that went down with Elon's businesses and his stock prices.
Yeah.
I think it could have something to do with, I think there could be something going on behind the scenes with Trump trying to just separate from Elon so Elon could get that, get his businesses back and stock prices back up.
Well, I mean, I think there are easier ways to do that than to announce he's on the Epstein list.
Wouldn't Elon just leaving Washington like he was gonna?
Yeah, like I've decided to step away quietly. I think we get that done. Yeah, it's weird. There are people that think it's a work.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that a lot.
What's the work?
Because now the Democrats are like, we want to see the Epstein list. And that was something the Democrats were really they didn't care about. Is like, we want to see the list. It was a very Republican thing. And now the Democrats' Twitter.
So you think this whole thing...
Who's working who?
They're working the Democrats to get the Democrats to want to release the Epstein files.
Republicans?
Right. So what I think that the point is Trump wants everything released. The Democrats... excuse me. That's why I do it. I'm thinking hard. The Democrats don't want it released.
Correct. Okay.
Trump is not on the list, so he doesn't have anything to worry about.
Right.
But he says, okay, Elon, I'm going to give you the key to the White House. Then you're going to go home. Then you're going to flip the fuck out on Twitter. Then I'm going to flip out on you. Then you're going to say I'm on the Epstein list. Then all the Democrats like Mark Cuban will say, well, now we got to see this list. And then we can get out the list because they didn't want the list out before. And then I won't be on the list, but the Democrats will be on the list. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Sounds like a huge waste of time.
Well,
do you think that sounds, with the way I say it, like probably yes?
I'm going to say probably not.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hiccups in that.
There's a lot of hiccups, but it's just a funny theory.
It is a really funny theory.
And I'll listen to any theory, I'll be honest with you.
Theories are great.
Yeah.
Theories are awesome. Yeah, but no, I don't believe that for a second.
I don't either.
I mean, especially with the mania with which all of this... it's really funny with all... And this goes back to wrestling, too, with people trying to figure out what's a shoot and what's a work, But it's the exact same thing in politics, the exact same thing in news. It's the same thing in life. Like, if you think something is a work, like, always err on the side of incompetence and the idea that people are just being people. Like, if you're like, well, yeah, I would get that emotional, but nobody that powerful would get that emotional. Yes, they would. Yeah, I would make that
just because you have money and power means you're not...
If anything, it means more so.
Yeah.
You'll get more emotional. You're more attached to your power. Like, all of this stuff. I mean, they killed JFK. But other than that, all of this... all of this stuff is like... No. Like, they've flipped out. Like, rich, powerful people flip out all the time. They act emotionally. People are people. And every... high-profile person, every person with power you will ever interact with, you will witness them on small levels being incompetent. So the idea that they can't be incompetent on a large scale to lead to stuff like this is nonsense.
And he's also emotional, manic, and on a lot of drugs.
Maybe.
Elon? I read it in the Times.
Reportedly.
Well, it's a paper of record. It's a paper of record. I read it in the Times.
So, that's a deadly combination of some crazy shit coming out of your mouth.
That's right. And Trump has a pretty solid combination of wild shit coming out of his mouth, too.
And McDonald's.
And he loves McDonald's. And let me tell you something. When you're on a McDonald's high, when you just down 3 Big Macs, a large Coke, and it's a McDonald's Coke and a bunch of fries, you'll say some wild shit. So, I think it's all there. I think it's funny that nobody's brought up the fact that RFK, like, something pushed Elon Musk too far, but RFK hasn't been pushed too far.
No, and he's been very quiet.
He's been very quiet because his mouth is full of Big Macs that they're making him eat. By the way, Tony Burton says, first he says 2 things to bring it back to the beginning. And the fact that I'm bookending this is good news for you guys.
Thank God.
He says, before we go to any more meetings together, you need an intensive tutorial on small talk and entertainment chit-chat. Entertainment chit-chat is a whole different level.
That's good advice.
I'm just not ready for it.
You got to get ready for it, bro.
I know.
You should be ready.
Otherwise, I'm going to end up a recluse.
You know what that... And those people look strange and weird.
Very strange and
Recluses?
weird. Yeah. Because then, like, think about Howard Hughes. He did so much good things, but what do you think about it? Well, he pissed in bottles.
Yeah.
Spruce Moose.
Right. I said, get in. Like, he did all this amazing stuff. And he's the guy who pissed in the bottles, right?
You're not close to that.
No, but you're heading in that direction.
Not far.
No.
Bro, he's going to get his fucking studio out in Iowa, and he's going to sit out there, and he's going to be pissing in bottles.
Sam?
Yeah.
No.
I have to piss in jugs. I got a lot of piss.
Yeah, because you take breaks like this.
And then he says, Tony Burton says, I only have the New York Times delivered on the weekends.
See, so it's half right.
He still has the weekend Times. And he also says, quote, I would never hang out in a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so.
Good for Tony.
Well, that's a great spot
Nobody
to hang
hangs out in Dunkin' Donuts.
All right, fine. We'll take a break.
Thank God.
Thank you. Oh, my God, I'm going to piss myself.
I know. You know what brought me joy?
Start wearing diapers.
I saw you shimmying.
Bro, I literally need to bring clothespins for my penis.
I saw his hips. I saw his hips moving.
I got
I've been moving around. I've been sashaying for like 40 minutes.
I thought that was just what you do.
I'm just trying to look dainty.
Seeing Travis sashay is not like, oh, how did that happen?
This is not out of the norm.
No.
No, my bladder's fine. What are you talking about?
All right, we'll be right back. Stay there.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show.
I know. I am going to.
Especially when you're around people you know.
I know. I've known Hard Rock Johnny forever.
20 years almost.
That's right.
He's a good dude. He's easy to talk to.
I got Earl the job.
You did?
Hmm? Of course I did. I always got Earl's back. From day one. I tell you what. You talk about changing and evolving. If you had told me, I don't know, 6 months ago, that I'd be sitting there on a Sunday watching tennis highlights, I would have said, you're a fool. I'll never watch tennis highlights. What am I? Some hoity-toity, well-to-do, you know what? The damnedest thing, 5 hours of tennis?
5.5.
Sheesh. 5.5 hours of tennis. The French Open finals yesterday. I thought Alcatraz was trending. I thought they were going to open it back up. You know, for all these
thought maybe Trump was getting stuff done.
I thought Trump got Alcatraz back open. He was sending all the protesters over there. Alcaraz was what was trending.
It was an incredible day of sport.
Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner.
You say those names like you know them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was. I mean, listen. Am I a tennis fan? No. Am I ever going to watch tennis? No. But when I'm like realizing that something like there's a remarkable thing happening. I like seeing people that are great at things, you know, and people like maybe doing something that people wouldn't have thought. I don't want to say be as dramatic as wouldn't have thought possible.
It was insane.
Just so far out of the realm of what is likely. These two just wanting that dub so badly.
I mean, they took it as far as you can possibly take it.
Playing high-level professional tennis for 5.5 hours. And neither one, even at the end, it wasn't like they were all blown up. And I don't understand how it's even possible. They were still moving like crazy, sending the ball like crazy.
He could barely hold the trophy up at the end because his arms were just dead.
Yeah. I mean, keeping 5.5 hours of adrenaline going is nuts. I've never heard of anything like that before.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's easy to respect.
Easy to yeah.
It's so. I watched all 5.5 hours of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially on East Coast time. It didn't. It started
at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Started at 9:15.
So you turn it on in the morning. Go like, I just put this on.
Yeah, I'll put this on, and then Sinner goes up 2-0. So you're like, oh man, this might actually like be over a lot sooner than people thought.
Yeah.
And then it was like another 4 hours.
Yeah, you're sitting there like
you can't turn it off. I've invested way too much.
You've invested too much. You've gone through breakfast and lunch.
Right. We took our daughter to the mall. We brought our daughter back.
Oh my
from
God,
the
that's
mall.
so funny.
It's a full day.
I'm going to leave the TV on. We're going to take her to the mall. We'll do a little shopping. Come back.
I was watching the whole thing on my phone.
Then they're still playing.
Still playing.
Oh, that's great.
It was awesome.
And they're like active the entire time.
Yeah. No, it was for the ages.
Yeah.
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 Everything about it was incredible. The comeback, the
Well, don't call it a comeback.
Why? He's been here for years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's his first Alcaraz's first French Open championship.
No, he was defending it. He won last year.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So good.
I said, up until that point, WrestleMania 12 Iron Man was the damnedest thing I'd ever seen. This?
Okay.
That
was number one?
That was number one.
Wow.
I think it's been displaced. I think it's now number 2.
And you watched playoff basketball.
I watched playoff basketball. I'm getting ready for another NFL season. I've watched all kinds of sport. I watched the World Series.
You did?
Last year.
I watched one inning. It was great.
Of the World Series?
Yeah.
Which inning was that?
I think it was the 5th inning.
Of which game?
I think game, what was it, 5?
Isn't that when one of the two teams collapsed?
I think so. I don't remember which team.
It's weird that you
Somebody
remember.
didn't make a catch in center field, and then, I don't know. Yeah, I forget.
I think you're thinking of...
Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Aaron Judge. Yeah.
Yankees great Aaron Judge is who you're thinking of.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I remember that moment myself. Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Comes back to down center in 5-set French Open.
As many sets as you can do.
Epic. You can't do any more than 5 sets.
No, and then they went into a tiebreaker at the end. Like, I'm telling you, they took it as far as you could possibly take it.
How does the tiebreaker work? Is it like a sudden death scenario?
You have to get to 10 points.
Whoever gets to 10 points first.
Yeah. And then I assume you probably have to win. Maybe you have to win by 2. I'm not 100% sure on that.
You really have to want to win badly? Because I feel like by hour 3, I'd probably just let the other guy win.
You can have this.
I had like all kinds of stuff planned for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get out of here.
That's almost watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood twice.
Oh my God! I want to watch it again. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlos was supposed to be home by now. I don't know where he's at. Carlos comes home. They're like, we had to watch the movie twice. He's like, you didn't watch
me?
The match? Oh no, I didn't even know it was televised. That's my bad. Wow. And the people, I mean, imagine getting to be in the audience for that. I mean, it's
a crowd. It's called a crowd.
It's an audience.
No.
It's an
audience is what you were in at Money in the Bank.
What's the difference?
One's there for like entertainment, the other's there for sports.
You don't buy a ticket to sports for entertainment?
No, I do, but I'm in a sporting match.
Are you not entertained?
I am.
Is this not why you are here?
Spike Lee was there. He was having a great time.
Well, he's got to get over his loss.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to go to.
I mean, ever since
I guess I'll go to France.
Ever since Pat McAfee told him get the fuck out of Indianapolis, and then his team lost right after that, he doesn't know. I'm surprised Ben Stiller wasn't with him.
John Mellencamp was on his side.
What a loser John Mellencamp is. What a wiener. It should be John Wiener Mellencamp, not Cougar. Wiener.
Why? He was trying to stick up for all the polite Hoosiers.
I'm so glad that all the Hoosiers were
I'm so glad.
I'm so glad that all the Hoosiers were like, no, we like McAfee better than we like...
Yeah, shut up, John.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah, who are you today? John Cougar or John Cougar Mellencamp?
Exactly. More like John Doucher.
Nah.
John Doucher. Yeah, that was during the Eastern Conference Finals when they were in Indianapolis, and Pat McAfee cut a promo, which, by the way, was totally off the cuff. Like, they gave him a microphone, and Pat goes, so they're in Indianapolis, and they gave Pat the microphone, and Pat goes, wait, so what's happening here? Are you, like, interviewing me? And they're like, no, you're just going to take it. And he had invited Triple H and Nick Khan to that game. So they were there sitting right next to him. So it was Pat, his wife, Triple H, and Nick Khan. And
damn, he got a +3.
It's Pat McAfee in Indianapolis. Yeah.
You get whatever you want.
Bro, they paid for the seats?
Mm-hmm.
The seats didn't exist.
Oh, they made the seats.
Yeah. They made the seats. I heard
Good for Pat.
from sources
Mm-hmm.
that there was like media setups that like
Had to be-
computers and stuff that like had to be because it was like, no, these are going to be seats now. So, yeah.
I'm sure there's very few.
That's a rumor that I heard.
There's so few kings of
cities
sports in Indiana.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's like McAfee, Reggie Miller, Peyton Manning.
And now Tyrese Halliburton. He's now a Prince, even though Stephen A. said he's not a superstar.
Well.
That was one of the all-time terrible takes. He's not a superstar yet. Yet. How about now? And he's a king in Pittsburgh, too, McAfee. Because he's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Yinzer. Yeah. Hey. So he says everything is Don.
Oh, so then I guess he's really happy for Aaron Rodgers then, because they're already buddies.
Yeah, and they're best buds.
Yeah.
They're going to be hanging out in Pittsburgh together. But so they gave McAfee this microphone, and he's like, are you like going to be interviewing me? And they're like, no, you're just going to take it. And 5, 4, and he just has to get on the mic, and he tells Timothy Chalamet, Spike Lee, and Ben Stiller to pack up and head back to New York while we win this game, you son of a bitches. And everybody loved it.
Indiana, we got some big wins from the big city in the building. Spike Lee is here. Stiller is here.
See Triple H right there? I mean,
I love it.
So, like, yeah, the
That's
idea
what you should be saying.
You
It's
should be
sports.
saying it. I can't imagine that any of those 3 New Yorkers would have felt anything but good for him and his team. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why he's there. He's the GOAT. And then John Cougar Mellencamp,
guys,
who's also from Indianapolis, I guess. He says that was not in the Hoosiers' spirit. That the Hoosiers are a very polite people.
Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers are a very polite people. And he really didn't like that Pat said that. He thought that was terrible. He said, that's not how we treat guests here, and that's not how we should have treated guests here. Do you, Mike, I know we didn't know we were going to go here, but he said, Mellencamp says he was embarrassed. I was embarrassed as a Hoosier. He said he was
Sing
embarrassed.
Pink Houses again.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh, does it hurt so good?
Yeah. I guess that's what that song's about. And look at the first line in this article. This one hurts so bad.
The Post always delivers.
Mellencamp said the Knicks-Pacers games have been very entertaining for anyone who likes basketball or sports.
True.
I attended Game 4 in Indianapolis. All right, keep it moving. Post has to break up the quote across Hoosiers hospitality. I was embarrassed when somebody under whose direction I don't know. How about the arena? How about the people who want to make money and get people to come to Indianapolis?
Guys who like fun?
Yeah, exactly. People who like a good-ass time. Called out some of the people. Oh, I love that somebody, I won't even mention his name.
I don't know who that is.
You know, the biggest figure in sports media right now. I won't even address him by name. Called out some of the people who made the trip from New York to support their team and in turn support our team. What? The audience booed these people. I'd say that was not Hoosiers hospitality. One could only say it's poor sportsmanship. I was not proud to be a Hoosier, and I've lived here my entire life. On behalf of most Hoosiers, I would like to apologize for our poor behavior. I'm sure the Pacers had nothing to do with this SmackDown. That's not what a SmackDown is, first of all.
Yeah.
John Mellencamp, there was no SmackDown. There was Smack Talk, maybe,
Was it
but
even
not a
the right
SmackDown. No. SmackDown's on Fridays. And by the way, you know who loves SmackDown?
Pat McAfee?
And Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, yeah.
So you know who would not
Halliburton
be on...
loved this.
Pat McAfee's
Yeah,
part? Yeah.
of course.
He did. Of course he did. We're cutting wrestling promos now? This is great. And so I believe McAfee was able to respond to what Mellencamp said about him. McAfee's response. Oh, okay. Okay, we got the video of it. That's great. Good work, Mike.
Mr. Coog Mellencamp, I don't know what he thought he was doing with that particular quote tweet. I respect and appreciate the fact that he said, you know what? I've made a pretty good living over the last few years, grandstanding higher than anybody else on everything. This feels like a good time to do that right now. And he puts out this horrendous quote tweet, horrendous graphic. John, can't tell you how bad everything you did here was. The graphic, the quote, the timing. You're 2 days late, John. I didn't even say my name. John, shut the fuck up. They put this out, calls me somebody. I am somebody. And I normally don't want people to just get slaughtered because I know we have a very active following. I appreciate the hell out of those people. They are very kind. I don't think you or your team had any idea that there's might be people that are on my side, John. So I hope whenever you opened your X account, if it is you seen what everybody did, and you could have taken the angle and be like, hey, there's some people attacking Pat for what he did. I'm actually on Pat's side because we represent this state of Indiana. We're lucky and thankful to represent this state of Indiana. We don't have a lot of people pulling for us in the state of Indiana, but you know what? I see another young buck that's doing it, and I appreciate him doing it. You could have easily done that, John, but instead you're trying to think you were going to bury me? I don't think so, John. Hey, Coog, suck it, buddy. I hope I get a chance to see you real soon. I think we were probably going to be at the same place pretty soon. I don't want any of your bullshit. I don't like you. I know your name, and I don't like you.
I've seen everybody stand up, unlike John Cougar did for our Stars and Stripes.
Thank you, Tony. We can talk about the alleged stories that people have.
That's my guy, by the way.
Lucas Oil.
I mean, he put the Colts in an interesting spot because he's in Colts suite, too.
Everyone. Well, you're the king of the marks.
Lord.
Excuse me.
As
he's a subject?
Well, I believe Connor is the one who gave me the title to begin with. And Michael Cole busted that title out on the Money in the Bank pre-show.
Did he?
Yeah.
Lord of the Marks.
That's the Lord of the Marks.
Wow.
It's a thing. I'm going to get WWE to make some T-shirts. So, yeah.
Quote, trademark that before they do.
That's a good call. Shut the fuck up and suck it are the quotes coming from the McAfee camp, which is probably not exactly where Mellencamp thought it was going to go, but I don't know. I don't know if Mellencamp realizes that maybe he's not as relevant as he once was. I love it. I think it's great. Eric in Pittsburgh, another Yinzer.
That's right.
What's up, Eric?
Sammy Tennis Muffins. How are you? Remember, it's your friend Eric in Pittsburgh.
Oh, my friend Eric. Yes, I love tennis.
Yes. Hey, I was going to tell you, maybe get Montone to pull the doggy clip because he's going to start with that today because he's a big tennis fan and he plays tennis. So that was an amazing match. And I'm not a tennis fan, but holy shit, how could you not watch that?
I mean, just seeing people in motion and being athletic on a level that high for that amount of time.
Oh,
insane! Incredible. I will put it one of the greatest moments in sports. It's not as good as seeing a pitcher with one hand pitch a no hitter. That is the greatest thing that's ever happened in sports.
Well, you were whining though because you didn't get a hat in that moment, but we'll forget about that.
By the way, that hat goes for a lot of money on eBay.
I want to see where Doggy puts this though on the list of greatest finals of all time. I'm really interested in that. And then in Pittsburgh here, listen, we have the U.S. Golf Open coming up this week in Pittsburgh at Oakmont. And you got Aaron Rodgers, who I guarantee will be there. I will be there Thursday and Friday.
Is our guy playing in this golf tournament?
Brian Harmon?
Yeah.
I assume so.
Absolutely is.
Oh, tell him he's bringing the waggle to Pittsburgh. The Harmon Waggle is coming to Pittsburgh.
Oakmont Waggles, baby. He will be there in full waggle mode.
That's our guy.
Sammy,
we love Brian Harmon and his waggle.
He's the best. So we have to cheer for him. There's no doubt about it. Question, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up real quick if you haven't seen it and wanted to get your opinion, or if you did.
Yeah.
Me and Julia, who always says, well, your friend Sam would like this. We watched The Accountant 2 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I thought it was a home run.
Home run?
I don't know.
Home run.
I love home runs.
Home run. yeah, right. I just didn't know if you've seen it yet or not.
I haven't seen The Accountant 1 or 2.
Do yourself a favor. Well, you don't need to see 1 to see 2 because it's 2 different storylines.
Oh, great.
But yes,
great.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I think that's a movie you would love.
All right.
I think it's a movie you would love.
I'm going to check it out. How are we feeling in Pittsburgh about Aaron Rodgers? The news drops. After being highly speculated, that Aaron Rodgers signs a 1-year deal.
Well, I love that he waited.
Oh.
I love that he waited till game 1 of the NBA Finals to drop that, because that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 50-50. People are kind of like, okay, great, or like, we got him for 1 year. He's washed up. So I live in Pittsburgh, but I'm a Commanders fan. Washington Commanders fan, so I could care less. But
I see.
He's better than anybody. But he's better than anybody else they have on the roster at this point. So I mean, how could you not bring him in for 1 year, pay him whatever he wants, and see what happens? But they're not going to be a Super Bowl contender anyways. So it is what it is.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Love you guys.
Any given Sunday. Yeah, it feels like, first of all, you see all the speculation that they were like, oh, did he sign his contract wearing a wedding ring?
I saw that.
Yeah, oh, did he get married? I don't care. But it also, and I don't know because I don't have boots on the ground, but it doesn't feel like, and maybe this is just because of what Aaron Rodgers did in New York, but it doesn't feel like Pittsburgh is looking at him as the great hope that the Jets were.
No.
Which is why, like, at first it was like, oh, like if he went over to the Giants, then that would have been my great story of the NFL for the year. I would have loved it.
That would have been the tits.
Oh, it would have been beyond the tits. But, Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, it's fine.
First game's against the Jets, though. That's fun.
That's a lot of fun. I'll be watching that for sure. That's a lot of fun. I hope he has, like, the most incredible game you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. Is it in Pittsburgh or New York?
New York.
Oh, man. No wonder they made such a big deal out of the reveal of the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
This is the kind of news that we get. Aaron Rodgers is reportedly third on the Steelers quarterback wish list this off. Why you got to write that? That's reported, but who knows if that's true? You don't have to put that out there.
Why are we talking about rumors?
No, yeah, don't talk about rumors. Like, that's just mean. Says Rodgers wasn't the Steelers' first, parentheses, or second. You don't have to write that. Choice. Pittsburgh preferred a trade for Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. What? And re-signing. Oh, they wanted to Justin Fields before eventually settling on Rodgers? They wanted to, we'll just keep the one we have?
You feel like that's a bad idea? Those first two choices?
Wow. I just don't think you need to report it. What's done is done. You know what I mean? It's just mean. To be like, because you don't want to, if I get signed to a team, I don't want them to be like, hey, by the way, just make sure everybody knows we wanted the guy we already had, but we lost him. So we'll just get this guy instead.
We're going to get you, also because nobody else needs you.
Right. I mean, you're cheap. If you really want to play in the NFL, this is the only team for you. While the Steelers were reportedly interested in re-signing Fields, the New York Jets were able to nab him on the first day of the NFL's legal tampering window. He signed a 2-year, $40 million deal with $30 million to join the Jets. So that means 30 is guaranteed of the 40.
I guess.
That doesn't mean 70. That means... Weird. Right. That's not like a $30 million signing
I assume
bonus.
They forgot to write the word guaranteed.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting $30 million to join. This is a $40 million deal, is I think what they meant. Mm-hmm. Who Fields will presumably be starting. I would hope he's starting. He's making $40 million. But that's fun then. So the Steelers' former quarterback is playing against the Jets' former quarterback.
Yeah, Fields was mainly a backup, right? He started a few games last year.
So they don't have an attachment to him?
No, not really. No, he came from...
his mom. We all did.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, then you really don't want to lose.
Who?
Pittsburgh.
I mean, neither team wants to lose.
Isn't there always one team that wants to lose?
You mean to get a better draft pick?
No. Just I'd like to lose today.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. No, I more mean... No, I understand in game one, no team would like to lose. No. But I more mean that, if the backup quarterback is beating your guy...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. And you're looking at Aaron Rodgers being like, what the hell, dude? And Aaron Rodgers notoriously kind of likes... Maybe he's not that way anymore, but isn't he notoriously, like to lead his teams almost in a way where it's disruptive?
Yeah, he's a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's over it because he's at the end.
I think he had a dose of reality.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking personality-wise.
And now it's just time to be like
let me
the
just
guy who's
fucking-
teaching the young kids, and I'm just trying to like leave something good.
Yeah, let me just play. Like, I like to play the game. I think
You would
you
hope
know.
so. I mean, that's what a lot of these older quarterbacks end up doing.
Right. I like to play the game. Let me show what I can show to some of these guys. No, like I said, if my friend, what was his name, Eric, who was called in a minute ago?
I don't freak out already.
Whatever,
Yeah,
whoever.
You took a call?
I don't know. Okay. But if he's calling up and saying, the Steelers aren't going to make it to the Super Bowl anyway, if that's like the attitude, which is not a great attitude, but if that's the attitude, like, maybe there's not a ton of pressure on him.
I hope not.
Where there was on the Jets. Like, the Jets looked at him as like, you're going to save us. And he's like, my Achilles won't.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything for you.
Let me get one play in.
Yeah. You guys have a heart? Because I'd love to break it, if that's possible. Yeah. Yeah, so I would think this is, and I don't know, I always feel like that whole idea of quit while you're ahead is horseshit. I think people who are great should be able to play as like until like it's kind of over and then you go. I've never known it to tarnish a legacy. When like people say, well, you want to leave, you don't want to tarnish your legacy, you want to leave while you're still good. But I don't think it does. I don't think like Michael Jordan playing in Washington or whatever, it doesn't take anything away from his run.
No.
Like I think like the only way you tarnish a legacy is like if you're Brett Favre.
Or Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez tarnishes legacy. Yeah. Aaron Hernandez was not good enough at football to do some of the stuff that he did.
Yeah.
OJ tarnished his legacy.
Which one? The acting or the sports?
No. The acting legacy. The sports legacy is untouchable. I mean, you're talking about the Heisman, okay? I mean, you're talking about the those yards can't be taken away.
No.
Okay? You can't cut those yards.
Those
bad.
stats happen.
No. I shouldn't have said cut. Yeah, bad word. No, but I think by playing too long, I've never known it to tarnish a legacy. I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have to think about that.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it when you're saying it. You just want to keep seeing somebody be good. But I'd
because
also...
there are moments where it's sad. It's like,
Sure.
oh, you shouldn't be playing anymore.
Sure. But on some level, I'd also like to know that, like, he is now afforded, after giving as much as he gave, and being great as long as he did, and we got to see him be great.
Who are we talking about? Aaron Rodgers?
Could be Aaron Rodgers, could be anybody. Got to be a man. That's why I said he. That now, like, they are afforded this, like, swan song where it's like, yeah, if you still enjoy playing, but you kind of suck now, that's fine.
Yeah, again, hey, look, if a team's going to sign you, a team's going to sign you.
Right. Make a little cash.
Yeah.
Right. Jay Leno still has all his Tonight Show money not spent. I watched
because he just did a comedy, right? Like
he did comedy the whole time he was doing it,
and that's how he paid his bills.
Yeah, and I watched an interview that he did where he was like, because he was talking about how he took a pay cut at the end because they're going to fire half his staff, and he was like, well, what if I take half the pay? But still to this day, like, it's not like he retired and then use it. He hasn't touched any. He says he hasn't touched any of the Tonight Show money.
I think Gronk was the same way. I don't know if that's still true, but he hadn't spent any of his football money.
He just did endorsements?
Yeah, because he was making money from endorsements, and he's a very frugal guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have taken him to be frugal.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't spend a lot of money. He's not materialistic. He bought a house. He bought a car.
Yeah, I guess he likes to party, but it's not like you see him walking around in, like, Versace all the time or something.
So, like, I did see an interview with him, and this was years ago when he was still playing, so I don't know if it's true now.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a broadcaster now. Maybe it is still true. He's spending money from his broadcasting career. But up to a point, he had not touched any of his football money.
Right. Or maybe you put it into investments that are like, but I mean, like, blue chip investments, not like risky, like, no, it's a guaranteed. Yeah, Gronkowski famously kept his NFL contract money separate and saved it while living off his endorsement earnings, which included deals with companies like Dunkin' Donuts, Tide, and Monster Energy. That's such a great way to do it, because then
free food products.
Oh, I can't imagine. Bro, I use all three of those things. I would love those endorsements. Dunkin' Donuts, honestly, if you gave me free Dunkin' Donuts, Tide, and Monster Energy, I don't think I'd ever need anything else in life.
Really?
I don't think so. I'm racking my brain, going, what else would I need? Because you could pop a Tide Pod and use it as soap for your body. Like, that's fine. You know?
Yeah.
And also, not a bad dessert.
No, it's
you know
not.
what I mean? I got suspended from Twitter once for saying that, but still, it remains true. Yeah, he had a number of lucrative endorsement deals throughout his whole career. He's got his, what's it called? Like you said, broadcasting career now. He cited the idea of preparing for a life after football as his primary motivation for saving his NFL earnings. That's smart, man. It feels like far more people do that now than used to. Like
he originally thought.
Yeah.
Because, he wasn't drafted high. He wasn't this, like, highly touted
Oh,
guy.
he was high. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're
69.
saying. But he figured, okay, I got this $4 million deal. I can live off that if I only play a couple years and I'm not the player that I think I am.
Right.
So, like, he was very aware that, like, maybe this is not a forever thing.
Right. And you gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, people who walk in thinking anything like this is just forever. Well, good. This is what I make now, and I'll just make this until I'm dead, so that's good.
This is what it is forever.
Yeah, and going forward now. That's tough, man. But it's the same story every time.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't spend his NFL contract money. He did invest some of it, including a notable Apple stock investment. That's exactly what I said.
Good for him.
That significantly increased in value. Yeah, I mean, if you just go, it's a smart thing to do, man.
Not everyone's MC Hammer.
No.
You know?
It's just like, well, I'm going to spend because, like,
Yeah, 'cause it's
how
always
could, how
gonna
could I
come
make
in.
a hit this good and not have so many more in the tank?
Yeah. They will love me forever.
100% sure that's how it goes. I know a guy who thought he was going to be rich making songs for movies, and he spent everything. He made millions of dollars off one. Millions.
Black Caviar?
I wasn't going to say who it was. Millions of dollars.
Millions?
That's what I heard.
Wow.
I heard millions of dollars. Then
Well, a nice piece of southern property?
Yeah, oh yeah. Although it said he made millions. You know what happened?
What?
Everybody around him made millions. They sent him a plaque.
Thanks for the money.
Yeah, here's a decoration for you. Yeah. So, I mean, I also think it'll sell some football tickets in Pittsburgh, at least for the beginning of the season. And if it's good, throughout. So that'll be good. And Indiana is still having a great time with the NBA Finals. What are they, 1-1 now?
Yeah, Oklahoma City won last night.
Yeah, but what was it, the Friday game? Friday? Thursday game?
2 days off, yeah.
Halliburton did it again.
Again.
He did it a fucking again. I mean, this guy. I don't know if Hot Dog's demon is staying with him or now he's got God on his side or whatever it is, but I did get some shit, by the way, from people that were like, you can't go to the Pacers after rooting for
No,
the Knicks.
I told you that on Thursday. You can't.
But he's a wrestling guy.
No, you don't root for the team that knocked your team out. You just don't. Unless they're playing the Yankees. Those are the rules.
What if he likes wrestling?
Mr. Roberts knows.
No, I know. One bite, everybody knows. Jonathan in Connecticut.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Yeah, so the story goes with Leno is like apparently he met a janitor at like a studio who was said he was like some big TV star in the 50s and like obviously lost everything, and that's why he's like saving all Tonight Show money because he got spooked.
Wow, yeah, and sometimes that stuff's important, dude. Like it's crazy when you like hear these stories about athletes, actors. It happens. It's like a regular story that they just give them the world and then have nothing. I mean, I was watching, and let's not have the full talk about it, but I am not fully done with the Pee Wee Herman doc. But I have maybe
had all weekend.
I have maybe right. I wasn't doing anything else. I have maybe 25 minutes left.
25 minutes?
Yeah, like nothing.
Just finish it this morning.
Yeah, you can finish on the way into work.
I had other stuff going on.
What'd you do this morning?
All kinds of stuff. It's fabulous, by the way.
Yeah, it's great, right?
I told you.
And we'll talk about it in greater detail later this week. But
did you know that wasn't his real name?
Pee Wee Herman? I didn't know.
It's a great doctor.
I didn't know. He didn't sound like this either. I didn't know. I had no idea. But yeah, the idea, I mean, it was scary. The idea that like after Big Top Pee Wee flopped and he drove back to the studio and the Pee Wee sign on his parking space was literally being painted over the Monday morning after that movie flopped in
how
opening
quick it
weekend.
is.
Like they said you can make this movie because you're a success. You can make this movie, do whatever you want to do, Pee-wee. You have the Midas touch. You can do whatever you want. And he made the movie that he wanted. Now, to be fair, Big Time Pee-wee sucks.
It was not good.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But like one weekend. And then he comes back on the lot. And this is after Big Adventure. This is while he's got a successful television show. This is the successful toy line. I mean, millions of dollars have been brought in from this guy. And that one movie flopping in one weekend was already like, let's get the Pee-wee sign off this parking space just in case.
Who's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, finish it. Now you know what he's going to do. He's not going to finish it today.
Why not?
Because Raw's on, and he's got to watch
I love Raw.
3 hours of wrestling. Then he's got to talk about it on Raw Recap. Then he's got to record his emergency podcast.
Who's going to
recap
it? Who else is going to recap
You and Megan.
Yep.
And then it's going to be out tomorrow morning.
It's a responsibility that I have. I take it seriously.
Then he's going to get 2 hours of sleep. His voice is going to be shot.
No, it'll be great. It's already better.
We see where this is going.
Yeah.
You guys are haters. And I'm not going to have haters in my life,
No,
by the way, anymore
we're
soon.
truth sayers.
Okay,
we're
cool.
truth sayers,
guess
and
what?
we're looking out for you.
I'm getting to the point where I'm going to need yes men in my bubble. So if you're not down to be a yes man, you're out. Okay. So think about now how you're phrasing things. Because if I don't want to hear it,
All I'm saying is,
if it's not information that I want, it's said in the way that I want it, you're out.
It's 25 minutes, bro. Get it on the train on the way home.
Don't plan to watch it. Don't plan to talk about it tomorrow.
I'm going to finish it. I need to clear my mind in the morning before the show. I need to pack all this information. I need to be able to talk about all these things. I need to go for 2 hours not taking a break.
What are you, whacking off?
Yeah, I whack off.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I whack
on
off.
the train?
What is he talking about? Why would that?
I don't know. That sounds like
you
something
said
I would
clear
say.
your mind. That's what I think.
That sounds like something I would say, and then you would look at Troy and be like, "What's with this?"
Why
guy?
is he saying weird stuff? Yeah. That's not how I clear my mind.
He takes public transportation, Troy.
They have a private bathroom.
Do you go in the private bathroom on Metro North and whack off?
I don't. No. And that's not how I clear my mind anyway.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Mr. Yoga Meditation guy over here talking about whacking off to clear your mind.
Sorry. I thought you'd whack off to clear your mind. I apologize.
No, I shut my eyes and relax. Think about some of the things I'd like to talk about, discuss.
Okay.
Whack off. My hand's nowhere near my genitalias.
Put on some music. Just
I might
chill.
put on some music.
Yeah. Just a little Michelle Branch.
Little Michelle Branch. Maybe Lana has something to say to me, you know?
Lana spends every morning with me.
Lana spends a lot of mornings with
Yeah.
me, too. You know who's spending the morning with me this morning?
Who's that?
Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, that's a choice.
That's true. Because you know what I found out?
What?
Should I at any point, that's why I don't need you guys, should I fall? Mm-hmm. She's going to be waiting.
How many? How often?
You know when?
When?
Time after time.
Okay.
Time after time. Wow. Time after time.
That's an interesting choice.
That song is unbelievable.
No, it's a great song.
Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper.
Love it.
Timeless.
Yeah.
Ironically.
But I mean, she's got like 2 songs.
No.
And you're done.
You're crazy.
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper has Time After Time, She Bop, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
She Bop.
She Bop is...
Oh, True Colors.
True Colors, that's 4.
No, 3.
You're not giving me She Bop? Are you crazy?
No, I'm not giving you She-Bop.
You guys are fucking
Girls Want to
idiots.
Have Fun, True Colors, and I'll give her the Goonies song.
Goonies, that's 5.
No, that's 3.
To not give... No, it's not.
What, the Goonies are good enough?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun, True Colors, Time After Time, Goonies Are Good Enough, She Bop.
No, She Bop's not.
She Bop was massive, guys. Like, I don't know...
She Bop?
Yes. I don't know what world you guys are living in that you're going to say, like, She Bop is not one of Cyndi Lauper's big songs.
Maybe I'm thinking of She Bang.
That's a good one, though, too.
William Hung version?
Yes.
I can see why you'd think of that.
I don't think I've ever heard She-Bop.
I don't think I have either.
Pull it up!
Give it a goog!
Give it a goog!
She Bop.
She Bop was massive.
Wow, it was number 3 in the U.S., but, I was 3 years old.
What was it? When did it come out? In
1984.
1962?
No. You son of a bitch.
Pull up She Bop, Mike. Let's give it a listen. I mean, She Bop doesn't count. You're crazy.
She's got 3 songs.
5.
3.
5 timeless songs.
3 but a goat.
What? Not even
Like she's still I think she's awesome.
The answer is 5. And I believe Shebop is about female self-gratification.
Never heard this.
I've never heard this in my life.
You guys are nuts.
That sounds like Bat Dance.
It does.
sounds
That's
a little-
what it is.
it's
Are
got
you
a-
thinking about Bat Dance?
I love Bat Dance. It's got it's got almost like a Devo vibe to it.
Bat Dance!
But this, I think, came out. Did it come out before Bat Dance? 1989 was Bat Dance, right?
Yeah.
Shebop might have come out before that.
Prince probably had it in the pocket.
Oh, probably. See? Season. Just lie.
Yeah, this is whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But for you guys to say like Shebop wasn't a huge song is crazy.
It is not a huge hit.
I mean, on the charts, I guess it was number 3. It was probably a slow week.
Slow week?
Yeah.
There were no slow weeks in the 80s.
If Travis and I never heard of it, it doesn't count.
Oh, because you guys are just the queens of cool, huh?
Yeah. We're the arbiters.
Well, at least I think we know music.
Yeah.
Apparently not. 866-969-1969.
You're not going to get anyone to disagree.
You're not going to get anyone to disagree that Shebop isn't a big Cyndi Lauper song.
You're not going to get anybody to be like, that's Cindy's best song.
Who said that? Why do you create these ridiculous straw man arguments all the time?
Because
this is like this is nobody because nobody said that. Nobody said it's her best
But
song.
it's terrible.
It's not terrible. Answer the phone, you idiot.
He doesn't like being called that.
Well, guess what? He makes these ridiculous arguments.
He's not an idiot.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's right.
You're not going to get anyone to say that that's her best song. Nobody said that. That's like when he goes, what? Am I crazy for thinking that? No one said it.
I mean, you're right. You didn't say, hey, her best song is Shebop.
I said it was one of 5. It was nominated. It was 1985. And you guys are trying to be smart, Alex, going like, it sounds like Bat Dance. It came out 4 years before Bat Dance.
He already had it in the pocket. He probably
She's revolutionary. It came out 4 years before Bat Dance existed.
My assumption is that Cyndi Lauper was at a Prince party. He was like, hey, let me play this. Played it for her. And she's like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to make it about masturbation.
Yeah, and I don't know why it talked like Timothy Chalamet. You just
All
do your
those
Bob Dylan
androgynous people.
Corey and Rockland.
Hey guys, the Shebop video, they actually played it on Saturday Morning Superstars.
That's how big it
to
was.
debut it.
That's how big
That's
it was.
how big it was.
That's how big it
Yeah.
was.
Saturday
It was
Morning
a- and here's Mr. Yeah, it was the syndicated show. It was the 1 hour show, the 2 hours of programming that WWEF. At
That's why he knows
It literally look at that. Look at that. It won a BMI Pop Award in 1985. No, you're right. 1985. Who was listening to Cyndi Lauper in 1985? Just everybody in the world. By the way, hear this guy? You can hear Troy's like, I don't know what you're saying. I have to hang up on you. You know why? Because he was like, you're fucking wrong is what I'm saying. You're crazy what you're saying. You're crazy. You hung up on
Okay,
him.
all right.
So shocker.
Here were the number 1 songs that week.
And you can't even say, oh, maybe I missed that one. You go, no, we're right. You're not.
Okay.
And you're on the Epstein list.
I'm not on the Epstein list.
All right. Well, I said it. So.
I mean, yeah, it must have been a slow week because it's surrounded by bangers.
So everything else. How is that? That remarkably puts that it was not a slow week.
No, because like everything else is kind of like come on. It was a victim of
circumstance.
Yeah.
What's on there with it?
All right, number 1 that week was "What's Love Got to Do with It."
Who's ever heard of that song?
All timer.
Yeah,
that should be number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is "Missing You" by John Waite.
He's still hanging up on people, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, can't hear you again.
Can't hear you.
What?
Apparently, all the phones have bad audio today.
I don't know if I know that song. "Missing You" by John Waite.
Isn't that missing you since you've been gone?
Oh,
I ain't missing you. I don't know.
Oh, that's a great song.
I think that might
If
be
that's
it.
the song,
that's the
that's
one
a
that came
great-
into my head. I don't know for sure, but that's what came into my head.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Great song.
I nailed that one too. Oh, only Travis and Troy know about me. How come I nailed the John Waite song?
I didn't say
Troy did.
This is a great song. Number 3 is Shebop. It's like whatever.
And what's number 4?
Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr.
I mean, that is
an all-timer.
That's a massive week.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this probably just got thrown in the shuffle with a.
It beat Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters has probably been on the list for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just under John Waite, "Missing You."
Then "Stuck on You" by Lionel Richie. Let's Go Crazy by Prince.
Let's Go Crazy is 6.
If
She Bop is 3.
If This Is It by Huey Lewis and the News, one of the greatest bands ever.
It's literally one of the great weeks that music has ever been measured. It's one of the least slow weeks in the history of music.
The Warrior.
I mean, come on.
Sunglasses at Night. Drive by the Cars. This is a great week.
Unbelievable week, and She Bop is number 3.
Yeah,
and
it just doesn't belong in that list.
And you guys are like, that doesn't count as one of Cyndi Lauper's big songs.
Read that list. What doesn't? Which one of these things doesn't belong?
Is She Bop is not one of Cyndi Lauper's big songs.
I ain't missing it.
I ain't missing you at all.
That's a great song.
It's a great song.
Troy, you're right about this one.
Well, because he makes up arguments and hangs up on people that disagree with him.
No, this guy Justin called on speakerphone in a fucking... sounds like he's calling from a cathedral.
Sam's hotel room in L.A.?
Yeah. And I was like, I can't hear you. I'm not dealing with this. And he called back and was like, does it sound better? Yes.
Justin in Florida.
All right, Sam. I'm not going to lie to you. Sam, I love you, dude.
I love you, too.
But I'm not going to lie to you. She Bop, Travis and Troy know what they're talking about when it comes to music, man. I don't know what's going on with this. She Bop.
She Bop is one of Cyndi Lauper's big songs. Cyndi Lauper's got
3
awesome big songs.
3 and I'll give her Goonies.
And
she sorry.
That's it. My whole argument is because Travis started to be like, her catalog's not that deep. I go 5 amazing songs and 5 massive songs, and then they're like,
5's not deep for a category.
No, but you're not. That's not the argument. That's not. Don't change arguments. That's what people do who aren't confident in their argument.
I'm not changing my argument.
Yes, you are.
He's changing his argument.
Yes, you are too.
No, I'm not.
I will say this, though. Cyndi Lauper does get one thing on her resume.
What is
Time
it?
After Time in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Come on.
Great scene. I mean, Time After Time is probably number 1 on my list.
But we get nothing after it.
We get 4 after it. 4.
All right.
Thank you.
3 tops.
First of all, even Troy said there's at least 4. Your thing that Cyndi Lauper has 3 songs.
After it.
Oh, you're back to 4.
Time After Time.
Right.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
True Colors.
True Colors.
True Colors.
Goonies are good enough.
Those are the top 3. That's
and Goonies are good enough.
undeniable.
Goonies are good enough.
Is
And
number 4.
She Bop.
No. Goonies are good enough is number 4. I can't put it in those with those other 3 songs. I just can't.
I'll take Poison Unskinny Bop over that.
Yeah.
Unskinny Bop's a huge song too.
Unskinny Bop is way better than She Bop.
Unskinny Bop is a massive. When you're like Poison, if you were talking about Poison's catalog, Unskinny Bop would be in that conversation.
Yeah.
Would it
Nobody brings up She Bop. When Cyndi Lauper passes away, God forbid. God forbid.
Don't even say it. Don't put that energy out
None of these articles are going to mention She Bop.
Because they're not going to list all the songs ever. They're not going to have 5 songs listed.
They're going to talk about her 3.
They're talking about True Colors.
Her 3 bangers.
And Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Captain Lou Albano.
That's sick.
And then WrestleMania.
Captain Lou loves She Bop. Pierre in Norfolk.
Morning, Sammy. Morning, boys.
Morning, Pierre.
Hey, I agree with you 100%, Sam, but it doesn't help you play the bullshit mega mix.
What's the
She Bop is a banger.
Yeah.
Also waiting for a change of heart. That's the banger, too. They don't know about no Cyndi Lauper. Travis talking that 1983 shit. That's the last time the shitty Royals won the World Series.
That's right.
Good day, fellas.
Good day,
Bye-bye.
Pierre. Good day, Pierre.
Pierre got me on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get Travis to just speak normally, but he's been talking out his asshole all morning. Did you notice that, Troy?
I notice it every morning.
Troy, I'm on your side.
Yeah, but I mean,
Not really.
true is true.
Not really.
And he's ready to throw you under the bus at a moment's
Oh,
notice.
in a drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah, he is.
You talking about my True Colors?
I see him shining through. And honestly, that's why I love you. Andy in South Carolina.
Hey, how's it going, Sam?
I mean, honestly, good because I'm thinking about all these Cyndi Lauper songs, but bad because I didn't think I'd have to wake up this morning and argue for She Bop.
I mean, I completely understand that. First off, I just wanted to say, Troy, not necessarily killing it on the phone screen this morning, immediately started accusing me of lying about what I want to talk about. I don't know where that's coming from, and I don't appreciate it.
You know what it is, Andy? He's screening for the first time in his life. He's actually not just letting every call through. He's screening calls, and it's because he's not letting calls through that disagree with him.
Yeah, I also think Troy is upset that Shebop only went gold in the U.S. and probably made more money than What's Up Danger.
I don't know. I mean, What's Up Danger didn't it go double
platinum?
Double
Doesn't
platinum.
mean he made as much money. I see what Andy's saying.
Yeah.
She probably made more money
But,
back then.
Well, I mean, this is Cyndi
While
Lauper.
I'm not personally a fan of the Cyndi Lauper version of Shebop. I am very much a fan of the Gwar cover of Shebop.
Oh, now let me ask you something. Why would Gwar cover Shebop if nobody's heard that song?
I mean, I don't think every cover needs to be some like...
Gwar would only cover Shebop because of the delicious irony behind it. Because it's like to hear Gwar sing this ultra-famous pop song that two douchebags have never heard of.
You know what, Sam? You may have just you turned me.
Boom.
Shebop is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
Ultra famous.
Thank you very much. One of the great Cyndi Lauper songs. And that's why Gwar covered it. Because
I mean,
everybody...
it's funny for Gwar to cover a song about female masturbation.
Gwar rules.
And and everybody knows it's about female masturbation. You know why? Because it's a giant song. It's not a giant song. You're right. You're coming in at number 3 on the week where it was
week.
Literally, you could take all the songs on that week's chart and just do an 80s infomercial for 10 years and sell that CD. And you could see these nuts if you don't think so. You like that one, right, Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Listen to Gwar's cover of it. See if it changes.
We make a
your
list of songs.
What's it mean? Oh. Bop. So as everybody knows, bop, it means like masturbation, correct?
Oh, this is
maybe like 1900.
This is non-odorous Urungus Gwar.
Oh.
Oh, we love Odorous.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the GOAT.
I know Gwar continues, and
God bless him.
God bless him. But Odorous Urungus was the heart and soul of Gwar.
Yeah.
Not Ballsack, the Jaws of Death.
We love Ballsack, the Jaws of Death.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong.
Slimenstra Hyman is great.
Sure, Slimenstra Hyman, one of the best.
I wonder if they're still managed by Sleazy P. Martini.
I'm not 100% sure if Sleazy P. Martini is behind the management of Gwar. But you're right. We are severely missing Odorous Urungus.
I'm a Gwar purist.
You are.
Scumdogs of the Universe.
You're right.
America Must Be Destroyed.
You're right.
Classics. Hello, classic.
Right. Beavis and Butthead loved Gwar.
Oh, yeah. I can see why.
Gwar. I mean, you still want to hear a little bit of Shebop by Gwar?
No.
Okay. I respect it. I respect your position.
Andy got me real excited because Andy seems like he knows what's up with music. But
Yeah.
It's like, if Odorous isn't involved, count me out.
Mike, is there any evidence on the internet that you think could convince these miscreants around me that Shebop is as notable as you could get?
I mean, I don't need any more evidence.
It feels like you've done the work.
Thank you.
I know that it was a popular song at the time.
You missed it.
That doesn't mean
it's a timeless classic.
No, that doesn't. Those two don't equal each other.
It's fine, dude.
Yeah, it's okay to be
okay.
wrong.
No, I mean, it's okay. It's a fine song. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm right.
It's fine. You win.
Okay. See, Travis wasn't saying that.
Troy's right. You win.
We'll just give it to you. You want it? You got it.
Yeah.
Wait. Are you giving it to me for real, or
you want this one so bad? You got it.
Yeah.
Are you giving it to me for real, or you just want me to end the
you're
show?
going to overtime to prove your point of Shebop.
No,
I'm allowed to go.
You can go to whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm allowed to.
Of course. So I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, you get this
Is
one.
that because you have to? Are you giving it to me, or do you have to go to the bathroom?
I mean, I got to go to the bathroom, but
that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there.
You're giving it to me for real.
Yeah, it's your show.
How many? Are you giving it to me for real, or are you giving it to me because it's my show?
If you want it that bad that you're willing to fight for Shebop from Cyndi Lauper, you're willing to have an argument for the past 20 minutes at how amazing this musical composition.
I mean, to me, this is Act 1 of a 3-act show.
If you think it's that,
and Act 1 is the short one.
Okay, then you win. You got it.
How many songs does Cyndi Lauper have?
20.
No,
as many as you want.
Incorrect.
5.
What's the right answer?
5.
Okay. 5.
How many?
5.
5.
Remember, he said he wants yes men around him.
That's right.
How many songs does Cyndi Lauper have?
5.
How about you, Travis?
5 for sure. You want me to name them?
Mm-hmm.
Time After Time.
Mm-hmm.
Shebop.
Mm-hmm.
True Colors.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Mm-hmm.
True Colors. And the Goonies song.
Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. We'll talk then.
This has been Sam Roberts Show. If If you missed anything or want to hear it all over again, check out Sam Roberts Show on the SXM app.
Greetings and citations, fine shits.
Like